Good evening. I'm a proud American, so I'm going to watch this. Good evening. Excuse me. I'm setting up audio. I'm sorry I plan on doing this, but some people got to set up. I'm a lifelong Democrat, but I'm more of an independent now over the past, I don't know. I think about 5, 6, 7, about 8 years, 7, 8 years. Now I'm just an independent. Like Wu-Tang is for the children. Well, I'm for the children. My children, their children, your children, and their children. I'm not worried about myself. I'll fight for this country. I tried to sign up for the Marines when I was younger. Americans, you gotta really put your differences aside. You gotta start thinking. Don't let someone think for you. Be a leader, not a follower. Lead, don't follow. Don't be a coward. I don't need booze to be fucking courageous. I don't need booze. I never have. I never needed booze to be courageous. Only ones that got courageous with me are the ones that had booze in them. And they all learned the hard way. I'm going to see if I can bring this up. Let me see if I can bring this up. I don't know if I can. Oh. I guess they won't allow it. Hold on. Let me try. Oh. Let me try this. There's got to be something I can do. I don't know how. I don't know how. Hold on. Okay. Let me see. Oh, here we go. No, we don't. Oh, here we go. Let me see what these guys are doing. Also, I guess Pat Bet David could do it. Why can't I? I was actually born in this country, right? Like all our ancestors, right? They came here legally. I have no problem with people coming in because we're all immigrants. We all come from immigrants. It's kind of funny when people say that about immigrants. We're all immigrants. The truth will set you free. Let me see. Wow. Wow.
if Donald Trump were to be reelected, he will sign a national abortion ban. Understand, in his Project 2025, there would be a national abortion, a monitor that would be monitoring your pregnancies, your miscarriages. I think the American people believe that certain freedoms, in particular the freedom to make decisions about one's own body, should not be made by the government.
Thank you, Vice President Harris.
Well, there she goes again. It's a lie.
Oh,
I'm not signing a ban, and there's no reason to sign a ban because
Oh,
we've gotten what everybody wanted.
Oh.
Democrats, Republicans, and everybody else,
YouTube.
and every legal scholar wanted it to be brought back into the states, and the states are voting. And it may take a little time, but for 52 years, this issue has torn our country apart, and they've wanted it back in the states. And I did something that nobody thought was possible. The states are now voting. What she says is an absolute lie. And as far as the abortion ban, no, I'm not in favor of abortion ban, but it doesn't matter because this issue has now been taken over by the states.
Would you veto a national abortion ban if it
Well, I won't have to because, again, two things. Number one, she said she'll go back to Congress. She'll never get the vote. It's impossible for her to get the vote, especially now with the 50-50, essentially 50-50 in both Senate and the House. She's not going to get the vote. She can't get the vote. She won't even come close to it. So it's just talk. You know what it reminds me of? When they said they're going to get student loans terminated, and it ended up being a total catastrophe. The student loans, and then I think probably her boss, if you call him a boss, he spends all his time on the beach. But look, her boss went out and said, we'll do it again. We'll do it a different way. And he went out, got rejected again by the Supreme Court. So all these students got taunted with this whole thing about this whole idea. And how unfair that would have been, part of the reason they lost, to the millions and millions of people that had to pay off their student loans. They didn't get it for free. But they were saying it's the same way that they talked about that they talk about abortion.
But if I could just get a yes or no, because your running mate, J.D. Vance, has said that you would veto it if it did come to your desk. Well,
I didn't discuss it with J.D. In all fairness, J.D. And I don't mind if he has a certain view. But
I'm not against anybody.
But I really
everyone has the right to their own opinions.
We don't have to discuss it because she'd never be able to get it, just like she couldn't get student loans. They couldn't get student loans. They didn't even come close to getting student loans. They taunted young people and a lot of other people that had loans. They can never get this approved. So it doesn't matter what she says about going to Congress. So wonderful. Let's go to Congress. Do it. But the fact is that for years, they wanted to get it out of Congress and out of the federal government. And we did something that everybody said couldn't be done. And now you have a vote of the people on abortion.
Vice President Harris, I want to give you your time to respond, but I do want to ask, would you support any restrictions on a woman's right to an abortion?
I absolutely support reinstating the protections of Roe v. Wade. And as you rightly mentioned, nowhere in America is a woman carrying a pregnancy to term and in asking for an abortion. That is not happening. It's insulting to the women of America. And understand what has been happening under Donald Trump's abortion bans. Couples who pray and dream of having a family are being denied IVF treatments. What is happening in our country? Working people, working women who are working 1 or 2 jobs, who can barely afford childcare as it is, have to travel to another state to get on a plane sitting next to strangers to go and get the health care she needs. Barely can afford to do it, and what you are putting her through is unconscionable. And the people of America have not, the majority of Americans believe in a woman's right to make decisions about her own body. And that is why in every state where this issue has been on the ballot, in red and blue states both, the people of America have voted for freedom.
Vice President Harris,
excuse me, I have to respond. Another lie. It's another lie. I have been a leader on IVF, which is fertilization. The IVF,
and I know a lot of unions that have Trump's back this
when they got a very negative decision on IVF from the Alabama courts, I saw the people of Alabama and the legislature 2 days later voted it in. I've been a leader on it. They know that, and everybody else knows it. I have been a leader on fertilization, IVF. And the other thing,
I know
you should ask, will she allow abortion in the 8th month, 9th month, 7th month?
I know where my
would you do that? Why don't you ask her that question?
Why don't you answer
That's the
question?
problem.
Would you
because
veto?
under Roe v.
Answer
Wade,
the question. Would you veto?
you could do abortions in the 7th month, the 8th month, the 9th
That's
month,
not true.
and probably after birth. Just look at the former governor of Virginia. The governor of Virginia said, we put the baby aside and then we determine what we want to do with the baby.
President Trump, thank you.
We're going to turn now to immigration and border security. We know it's an issue that's important to Republicans, Democrats, voters across the board in this country. Vice President Harris, you were tasked by President Biden with getting to the root causes of migration from Central America. We know that illegal border crossings reached a record high in the Biden administration. This past June, President Biden imposed tough new asylum restrictions. We know the numbers since then have dropped significantly. But my question to you tonight is, why did the administration wait until 6 months before the election to act? And would you have done anything differently from President Biden on this?
So I'm the only person on this stage who has prosecuted transnational criminal organizations for the trafficking of guns, drugs, and human beings.
9 months
and let me say that the United States Congress, including some of the most conservative members of the United States Senate, came up with a border security bill, which I supported. And that bill would have put 1,500 more border agents on the border to help those folks who are working there right now overtime trying to do their jobs. It would have allowed us to stem the flow of fentanyl coming into the United States. I know there are so many families watching tonight who have been personally affected by the surge of fentanyl in our country. That bill would have put more resources to allow us to prosecute transnational criminal organizations for trafficking in guns, drugs, and human beings. But you know what happened to that bill? Donald Trump got on the phone, called up some folks in Congress and said, kill the bill. And you know why? Because he'd prefer to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. And understand, this comes at a time where the people of our country actually need a leader who engages in solutions, who actually addresses the problems at hand. But what we have in the former president is someone who would prefer to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. And I'll tell you something, he's going to talk about immigration a lot tonight, even when it's not the subject that is being raised. And I'm going to actually do something really unusual, and I'm going to invite you to attend one of Donald Trump's rallies, because it's a really interesting thing to watch. You will see during the course of his rallies, he talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. He will talk about windmills cause cancer. And what you will also notice is that people start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom. And I will tell you, the one thing you will not hear him talk about is you. You will not hear him talk about your needs, your dreams, and your desires. And I'll tell you, I believe you deserve a president who actually puts you first. And I pledge to you that I will.
Vice President Harris, thank you. President Trump, on that point, I want to get your response.
Well, I would like to respond.
Let me just ask, though, why did you try to kill that bill, and successfully so, that would have put thousands of additional agents and officers on the board?
First, let me respond to the rallies. She said people start leaving. People don't go to her rallies. There's no reason to go. And the people that do go, she's bussing them in and paying them to be there, and then showing them in a different light. So she can't talk about that. People don't leave my rallies. We have the biggest rallies, the most incredible rallies in the history of politics. That's because people want to take their country back. Our country is being lost. We're a failing nation. And it happened 3.5 years ago. And what's going on here, you're going to end up in World War III, just to go into another subject. What they have done to our country by allowing these millions and millions of people to come into our country, and look at what's happening to the towns all over the United States. And a lot of towns don't want to talk. It's not going to be Aurora or Springfield. A lot of towns don't want to talk about it because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country. And it's a shame. As far as rallies are concerned, as far as the reason they go is they like what I say. They want to bring our country back. They want to make America great again. It's a very simple phrase, make America great again. She's destroying this
I
country.
don't think it's
And
her.
if she becomes
I think
president, this country doesn't have a chance of success. Not only success, we'll end up being Venezuela on steroids.
I just want to clarify here. You bring up Springfield, Ohio, and ABC News
kinda
did reach
feel
out to
bad
the
about
city
it. They
manager there.
kinda
He
just-
told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well,
All
I've seen
this,
people on television.
let me just say here, this is
The people on television say my
You
dog was
didn't-
taken and
all took-
used for food. So
BT,
maybe he said that, and maybe that's a good
Yeah.
thing to say for a city manager.
I'm not taking this from
But the
television.
people are
I'm
on
taking it from
television
the city
saying their
manager.
dog was eaten by the people that went there.
Americans always
Again, the Springfield city
give
manager
it up.
says there's no evidence of that. Vice
We'll
President
find
Harris,
out.
I'll let you respond to the
We're
rest
the
of
best
what you've
country in
heard.
the world because of that.
You
Because
talk about
so many
extreme.
cultures, so many
You know,
differences.
this
but
is, I think, one of the reasons
all agree
why
to
in
disagree.
this
Most of
election,
the
I
time.
actually have the endorsement of 200 Republicans who have
You know how many
formerly
people
worked
died
with
for
President
activists,
Bush,
people?
Mitt
You
Romney,
always gotta
and
remember
John
that.
McCain, including the endorsement of former Vice President Dick Cheney and Congress member Liz Cheney. And if you want to really know the inside track on who the former president is, if he didn't make it clear already, just ask people who have worked with him. His former chief of staff, a 4-star general, has said he has contempt for the Constitution of the United States. His former national security advisor has said he is dangerous and unfit. His former Secretary of Defense has said the nation, the republic, would never survive another Trump term. And when we listen to this kind of rhetoric, when the issues that affect the American people are not being addressed, I think the choice is clear in this election.
President Trump, I'll give you a quick minute to respond here.
Thank you. Because when I hear that, see, I'm a different kind of a person. I fired most of those people. Not so graciously. They did bad things or a bad job. I fired them. They never fired one person. They didn't fire anybody having to do with Afghanistan and the Taliban and the 13 people whose were just killed, viciously and violently killed. And I got to know the parents and the family. They didn't fire. They should have fired all those generals, all those top people, because that was one of the most incompetently handled situations anybody has ever seen. So when somebody does a bad job, I fire him. And you take a guy like Esper. He was no good. I fired him. So he writes a book. Another one writes a book. Because with me, they can write books. With nobody else can they? But they have done such a poor job, and they never fire anybody. Look at the economy. Look at the inflation. They didn't fire any of their economists. They have the same people. That's a good way not to have books written about you. But just to finish, I got more votes than any Republican in history by far. In fact, I got more votes than any president, sitting president in history by far.
Let me continue on immigration. It was what you wanted to talk about earlier. So let's get back to your deportation proposal that the vice president has reacted to as well. President Trump, you call this the largest domestic deportation operation in the history of our country. You say you would use the National Guard. You say if things get out of control, you'd have no problem using the U.S. military. You also said you would use local police. How would you deport 11 million undocumented immigrants? I know you believe that number is much higher. Take us through this. What does this look like? Will authorities be going door to door in this country?
Yeah, it is much higher because of them. They allowed criminals, many millions of criminals. They allowed terrorists. They allowed common street criminals. They allowed people to come in, drug dealers, to come into our country. And they're now in the United States and told by their countries like Venezuela, don't ever come back or we're going to kill you. Do you know that crime in Venezuela and crime in countries all over the world is way down? You know why? Because they've taken their criminals off the street and they've given them to her to put into our country. And this will be one of the greatest mistakes in history for them to allow. And I think they probably did it because they think they're going to get votes, but it's not worth it because they're destroying the fabric of our country by what they've done. There's never been anything done like this at all. They've destroyed the fabric of our country. Millions of people let in, and all over the world, Crime is down all over the world except here. Crime here is up and through the roof, despite their fraudulent statements that they made. Crime in this country is through the roof. And we have a new form of crime. It's called migrant crime. And it's happening at levels that nobody thought possible.
President Trump, as you know, the FBI says overall violent crime is actually coming down in this country. But
excuse me, the FBI they were defrauding statements. They didn't include the worst cities. They didn't include the cities with the worst crime. It was a fraud, just like their number of 818,000 jobs that they said they created turned out to be a fraud.
President Trump, thank you. I'll let you respond, Vice President Harris.
Well, I think this is so rich, coming from someone who has been prosecuted for national security crimes, economic crimes, election interference, has been found liable for sexual assault, and his next big court appearance is in November at his own criminal sentencing. And let's be clear, where each person stands on the issue of what is important about respect for the rule of law and respect for law enforcement. The former vice president called for defunding federal law enforcement, 45,000 agents, get this, on the day after he was arraigned on 34 felony counts. So let's talk about what is important in this race. It is important that we move forward, that we turn the page on this same old tired rhetoric and address the needs of the American people, address what we need to do about the housing shortage, which I have a plan for, address what we must do to support our small businesses, address bringing down the price of groceries. But frankly, the American people are exhausted with this same old tired playbook.
Vice President Harris, thank you.
Excuse me. Every one of those cases was started by them against their political opponent, and I'm winning most of them, and I will win the rest on appeal. And you saw that with the decision that came down just recently from the Supreme Court. I'm winning most of them.
You know what?
But those are cases, it's called weaponization. Never happened in this country. They weaponized the Justice Department. Every one of those cases was involved with the DOJ, from Atlanta and Fani Willis to the Attorney General of New York and the DA in New York. Every one of those cases. And then they say, oh, he's a criminal. They're the ones that made them go after me. By the way, Joe Biden was found essentially guilty on the documents case. And what happened in my documents case? They said, oh, that's the toughest of them all. A complete and total victory. 2 months ago, it was thrown out. It's weaponization, and they used it, and it's never happened in this country. They used it to try and win an election. They're fake cases.
President Trump, thank you. A really quick response here, Vice President Harris, on this notion of weaponization of the
We knew it was going to happen.
Well, let's talk about extreme and understand the context in which this election in 2024 is taking place. The United States Supreme Court recently ruled that the former president would essentially be immune from any misconduct if he were to enter the White House again. Understand, this is someone who has openly said he would terminate, I'm quoting, terminate the Constitution of the United States, that he would weaponize the Department of Justice against his political enemies. Someone who has openly expressed disdain for members of our military. Understand what it would mean if Donald Trump were back in the White House with no guardrails, because certainly we know now the court won't stop him. We know J.D. Vance is not going to stop him.
I would do this every single day if I was monetized.
Vice President Harris, in your last run for president.
This is the one that weaponized, not me. She weaponized. I probably took a bullet to the head because of the things that they say about me. They talk about democracy. I'm a threat to democracy. They're the threat to democracy with a fake Russia investigation that went nowhere.
We have a lot to get to. Linsey?
Vice President Harris, in your last run for president, you said you wanted to ban fracking. Now you don't. You wanted mandatory government buyback programs for assault weapons. Now your campaign says you don't. You supported decriminalizing border crossings. Now you're taking a harder line. I know you say that your values have not changed. So then why have so many of your policy positions changed?
So my values have not changed, and I'm going to discuss at least every point that you've made. But in particular, let's talk about fracking, because we're here in Pennsylvania. I made that very clear in 2020. I will not ban fracking.
I don't think it's
I have
done.
not banned fracking as Vice President of the United States. And in fact, I was the tie-breaking vote on the Inflation Reduction Act, which opened new leases for
I don't know if
fracking.
I'm right.
My position is that we have got to invest
So I definitely
in
read.
diverse sources of energy so we reduce our reliance on
You
foreign
know what?
oil. We have had the
Thank you.
largest
I appreciate it.
increase in domestic oil production in history because of an approach that recognizes that we cannot over-rely on foreign oil. As it relates to my values, let me tell you, I grew up a middle-class kid raised by a hardworking mother who worked and saved and was able to buy our first home when I was a teenager. The values I bring to the importance of home ownership, knowing not everybody got handed $400 million on a silver platter and then filed bankruptcy 6 times, is a value that I bring to my work to say we are going to work with the private sector and home builders to increase 3 million homes, increase by 3 million homes by the end of my first term. My work that is related to having a friend when I was in high school who was sexually assaulted by her stepfather. And my focus then on protecting women and children from violent crime is based on a value that is deeply grounded in the importance of standing up for those who are most vulnerable. My work that is about protecting Social Security and Medicare is based on long-standing work that I have done, protecting seniors from scams. My values have not changed. And what is important is that there is a president who actually brings values and a perspective that is about lifting people up and not beating people down and name calling. The true measure of the leader is the leader who actually understands the strength is not in beating people down, it's in lifting people up. I intend to be that president.
President Trump, your response?
First of all, I wasn't given $400 million. I wish I was. My father was a Brooklyn builder, Brooklyn, Queens, and a great father, and I learned a lot from him. But I was given a fraction of that, a tiny fraction, and I built it into many, many billions of dollars, many, many billions. And when people see it, they are even surprised. So we don't have to talk about that. Fracking, she's been against it for 12 years. Defund the police, she's been against that forever.
It's okay.
She gave all that stuff up.
Thank you, though, for telling me.
Very wrongly, very horribly, and everybody's laughing at it, okay? They're all laughing at it. Yeah. She gave up at least 12 and probably 14 or 15 different policies. Like, she was big on defund the police. In Minnesota, she went out. Wait a minute, I'm talking now. You don't mind, please. Does that sound familiar? She went out in Minnesota and wanted to let criminals that killed people, that burned down Minneapolis, she went out and raised money to get them out of jail. She did things that nobody would ever think of. Now she wants to do transgender operations on illegal aliens that are in prison. This is a radical left liberal that would do this. She wants to confiscate your guns, and she will never allow fracking in Pennsylvania. If she won the election, fracking in Pennsylvania will end on day one. Just to finish, one thing so important in my opinion.
Don't get too mean,
I got the oil business going like nobody has ever done
before. You're not even my friend. When they took over, I'm sure I would like
they got rid of it, started getting rid of it, and the prices were going up.
I respect this lady, actually. She's got a lot of courage to do this.
To where they were. I would have been 5 times, 4 times, 5 times higher, because you're talking about 3.5 years ago. They got it up to where I was because because the prices of energy
Miller? Because I'm not sure.
Doubling. You saw what happened to gasoline.
I got an audio version for podcast, for audio version. So
they'll go back to destroying our country, and oil will be dead. Fossil fuel will be dead. We'll go back to
nuclear energy is the cleanest energy we use, but we need gas and oil for gas cars. We need it for a lot of things.
I'm a big fan of solar, but they take 400, 500.
This is why I dedicate myself to this, because I love this country so much.
Thank you.
Linsey, thank you. We have an election in just 56 days.
I just want to see how people feel, you know what I mean? That's it. Like, I'm not going to disagree. I'll just agree to disagree.
In a moment of crisis. Mr. President,
everyone has their right to their opinions. I'm not one of those idiots that argues with people, especially online. I'd rather argue with someone right in their face.
Aides in the West Wing say you watched it unfold on television.
I don't even want to argue with people in their face. It's all about happiness. All we need is love. You know what? John Lennon was right.
Is there anything you
He wasn't.
about
I guess he was pretty much a genius. That guy. I'm not even a big fan of the Beatles either. Not even a little bit.
Patriotically, I said during my speech, not later on.
Music
and
with hot attitude.
And nobody on the other side was killed. Ashley Babbitt was shot by an
I'm working on my third album right now. Again,
that should have never, ever shot her. It's a disgrace. But we didn't do this group of people that have been treated so badly. I ask, what about all the people that are pouring into our country and killing people that she allowed to pour in? She was the border czar. Remember that. She was the border czar. She doesn't want to be called the border czar because she's embarrassed by the border. In fact, she said at the beginning, well, I'm surprised you're not talking about
he didn't put Hillary Clinton in prison or whatever when he got into office in 2016.
What are they going to be prosecuted?
I think it'd be pretty hard to do anyways.
Countries all over the world, not just South America. They're coming in from all over the world, David, all over the world. And crime rates are down all over the world because of it. But one of those, David, one of those people are going to be prosecuted.
What are you going to do?
One of the people that burned down Minneapolis is going to be prosecuted. Or in Seattle, they went into Seattle. They took over a big percentage of the city of Seattle. When are those people going to be prosecuted?
But let me just ask
you. You might ask her that question.
You were the president.
Trump,
you were watching an
don't do this, man, to yourself, brother.
As we move
don't do this.
Election. Is there anything you regret about what you did on that day? Yes, sir.
I had nothing to do with that other than they
don't
asked me
do
to
this
make a
yourself,
speech.
no.
I showed up for a speech. I said, I think
just be civilized.
I went to Nancy Pelosi and the mayor of Washington, D.C.
Don't even sweat it.
The mayor put it back in writing, as you know. I said, this is going to be a very big rally or whatever you want to call it. And again, it wasn't done by me. It was done by others. I said, I'd like to give you 10,000 National Guard or soldiers. They rejected me. Nancy Pelosi rejected me. It was just 2 weeks ago. Her daughter has a tape of her saying she is fully responsible for what happened. They want to get rid of that tape. It would have never happened if Nancy Pelosi and the mayor of Washington did their jobs. I wasn't responsible for security. Nancy Pelosi was responsible. She didn't do her job.
The question was about you as president, not about former Speaker Pelosi. But I do want Vice President Harris to respond here.
It was about 20 more minutes of roasting me. I was
the vice president-elect.
Week 5 Dana White Contender Series. More talent coming into the UFC. I love it.
President of the United States
I love elevation. I love constant elevation. Like Greg Diggers, Reza would say.
To desecrate our nation's
Wu-Tang is for the children. That's what I'm for. I'm for the kids. I'm for their kids.
And some died.
I'm not worried about myself.
And understand, the former president has been indicted
I can handle myself. The kids can't.
For exactly that reason. But this is not an isolated situation.
My kids, their kids, your kids, their kids. That's what this is all about.
A mob of people
gotta be smart.
tiki torches.
We are Americans.
Anti-Semitic hate. And what did the president?
You're proud to be American. You should be. All of you should be. Thank you. I appreciate that. Snip, what's happening, brother? Thanks for jumping by. I appreciate you coming by the other night, man. I really do, dude. Thanks.
The former president said,
I wanted to thank you all one by
so
one.
For
you know what I mean?
Everyone watching who remembers what January 6th
was, I definitely
I say we don't have to go back. Let's
yo, brother.
We're not going back.
Good to see you, bro.
To turn the page.
Yeah, I like people that were fighters in our fighters.
There is a place in our campaign for you to stand.
I've been a Democrat my whole life until 2020.
To stand
probably
for
a little bit
rule
earlier
of
than that.
law. And to end the chaos.
But yeah, I was always against Republicans.
The approach that
once you have kids and you get a little older and you smarten the fuck up, you start to realize these things.
And be clear on that point.
It's all for the kids
Donald Trump, the
and their
candidate,
kids.
has said
Not
in
about
this
us.
election there will be a
It's about
bloodbath.
their kids.
If this
Our
and the
kids and
outcome
their
of this
kids.
election is not to his
It's about the
liking,
younger generation too.
let's turn the page on this. Let's not go back. Let's chart a
A lot of
course
people died for our
the
freedoms.
future and not go backwards to the past.
Let me just follow up here.
It was
Thank you,
a
Sniff.
different
I
term.
appreciate
It was
you
a term
guys.
that
All
related
of
to
you. I
energy
really do.
because they have destroyed our energy business. That was where bloodbath was. Also, on Charlottesville, that story has been, as you would say, debunked. Laura Ingraham, Sean Hannity, Jesse, all of these people, they covered it. If they go an extra sentence, they will see it was perfect. It was debunked in almost every newspaper, but they still bring it up, just like they bring 2025 up. They bring all of this stuff up. I ask you this, you talk about the Capitol. Why are we allowing these millions of people to come through on the southern border? How come she's not doing it?
You're all good
and
people.
I'll tell you what I would do, and I would be very proud to do it. I would say we would both leave this debate right now. I'd like to see her go down to Washington, D.C. during this debate, because we're wasting a lot of time. Go down to, because she's been so bad, it's so ridiculous. Go down to Washington, D.C. and let her sign a bill to close up the border, because they have the right to do it. They don't need bills. They have the right to do it. The President of the United States, you'll get him out of bed.
Order.
You'll wake him up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Right. You'll say, come on down to the office. Let's sign a bill. If he signs a bill that the border is closed, all he has to do is say it to the Border Patrol, who are phenomenal. If they do that, the border is closed.
I think this guy is the best guy to have
we talked
to be doing this
tonight. I do want to focus on.
I don't think he's biased.
Really brings us this into focus, truth in these times that we're living in. Mr. President, for 3.5 years after you lost the 2020 election, you repeatedly falsely claimed that you won, many times saying you won in a landslide. In the past couple of weeks leading up to this debate, you have said, quote, you lost by a whisker, that you, quote, didn't quite make it, that you came up a little bit short. Are you now acknowledging that you lost in 2020?
No, I don't acknowledge that at all.
But
I said that sarcastically. You know that. It was said, oh, we lost by a whisker. That was said sarcastically. Look, there's so much proof. All you have to do is
YouTube
look at it, and they should have
for
sent
allowing
it back to the
democracy
legislatures
to
for
happen.
approval. I got almost 75 million votes, the most votes any sitting president has ever gotten. I was told if I got 63, which was what I got in 2016, you can't be beaten.
Go talk to any Cubans or Mexicans in this country. Well, Mexicans love their country.
We need two things.
I love Mexico.
We need, and we have to have it. We have to have
Not the people that come from communist countries.
Elections. Our elections are bad, and a lot of these illegal
immigrants. I have
Russian
friends. I have Chinese friends.
They can't even speak English. They don't even know what country they're in practically. And these people are
I have Cambodian friends.
And that's why they're allowed
I have every
to come into our
color
country.
friends there are.
All of these pieces of video. I didn't detect the sarcasm. Lost by a whisker. We didn't quite make it. And we should just point out here as clarification, and you know this, you and your allies, 60 cases in front of many judges, many of them Republican.
No judge looked at it.
I think they proved that there's like 0.1% fraud or something like that in elections.
Can you imagine a system where a person in an election doesn't have standing? The president of the United States doesn't have standing. That's how we lost.
I don't know if he's right about this.
I'd love to have you
I have no idea. I really don't.
Georgia, and
I wasn't at every election booth. I have no clue.
And I'll show you. We have so many facts and statistics.
One thing you will never hear me talk about is something I don't know what I'm talking
about. The problem
about.
that we have right now, that's old news. And the problem that we have right now is we have a nation in decline.
We aren't respected in the world right now.
Decline. We have a nation that is dying, David.
Mr. President,
people should fear us.
Vice President Harris, you heard the president there tonight.
A beacon of hope.
Say that he lost by
it should be both.
He still believes he did not lose the election. That was won by President Biden and yourself.
Because our military is the biggest and baddest military on the planet. And we have bases all over the world. Unlike other
he said,
when
powers. I win, those people who cheated, and then he lists donors, voters, election officials, he says will be prosecuted to the
America is the best country
which will include long-term prison sentences.
And we have two great neighbors, north and south, Mexico and Canada. We have great neighbors.
Is that what you believe he's trying to do here?
Hey, Gaz Ninja 76. Salute to you, brother.
So let's be clear about that. And really, he is having a very difficult time processing.
Well, this is our country, man. You know,
we cannot afford
you're from America. You should be watching it, my man. And I don't even watch the news no more, but
to upend the will of
if I'm going to watch the news, I do watch the old school news.
And I'm going to tell you that
I watch
I have
younger,
traveled
I guess.
the world as vice president
But this is important for our kids and their kids,
world leaders are laughing
and the younger generation.
I have talked with military leaders, some of whom worked with you, and they say you're a disgrace. And when you then talk in this way in a presidential debate and deny what over and over again are court cases you have lost because you did, in fact, lose that election.
Don't go there, Kamala.
It leads one to believe
I give you a lot of credit, Kamala,
do
but
not have
do
a
not
candidate,
do this
to
to
my right,
yourself
with
because
temperament
you're not going to win.
or the ability to not be confused about fact. That's deeply
This guy is
troubling, and the American people
hard
deserve better.
to debate.
I'll give you 1 minute to respond, Mr. President.
Let me
I'll
just
tell you
about
one
world
thing. He'd be the
leaders.
best comedian
Viktor
on the
Orban,
planet.
one of the most
if he-
respected men. They call him a strong man.
if he wanted
He's
to
a
be.
tough person, smart.
Hey, Chris Gray.
They said, why is the whole world
Chris Gray, thanks for
blowing up?
jumping in,
3
brother.
years ago, it wasn't. Why is it blowing
Miller,
up?
you're
He
a
said, because
savage.
you
I
need
love your
Trump
attitude.
back
Always.
as president. They were afraid of him. China was afraid, and I don't like to use the word
Thank
afraid,
you.
but I'm just quoting him.
I appreciate
China
it.
was afraid of him. North Korea
But you
was
don't have
afraid
to
of
do
him.
that. I don't want you
Look at
going
what's going
crazy.
on
You
with
know what I
North
mean?
Korea, by the way. He said
Always, I
Russia was
appreciate
afraid
it
of
as
him.
well. I really
ended
do.
the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, and Biden put it back on day 1, but he ended the
This is
XL
important to me
pipeline.
because it's for
The
my kids, their
XL
kids, and
pipeline
your
in our
kids and their
country.
kids.
He
You
ended
know?
that, but he let the
Ain't
Russians
about
build a
me.
pipeline going all over Europe and heading into Germany, the biggest pipeline in the world. Look, Viktor Orban.
You have to have strong people
most
running
respected, most feared
superpower of the
person
whole
is
world.
Donald
You
Trump.
have to have
We had no problems
people
when
with
Trump was
courage.
president. But when this
And
weak,
I don't know.
pathetic man that you saw at a debate just a few months ago, that if he weren't in
I
the
agree to
debate, he'd be
disagree with
running
anybody.
instead of her. She got no votes. He got 14 million votes. What you did, you talk about a threat to democracy. He got 14 million votes, and they threw him out of office. And you know what? I'll give you a little secret. He hates her. He can't stand her. But he got 14 million votes. They threw him out. She got 0 votes. And when she ran, she was the first one to leave because she failed. And now she's running. I don't understand it, but I'm okay with it because
your time is
yes, it is, Chris Gray.
Turning now to the Israel-Hamas war and
Still
the
screaming,
hostages
but
who are still
that
being
else
held,
must
Americans
be
among
it.
them. Vice President Harris in
Hey,
December
thanks, man.
said, quote, Israel has a right to
You
defend
guys are
itself.
kind, man. I
Adding,
appreciate you
quote, "It
guys, man.
matters
I really
how,"
do.
saying international humanitarian law must be respected. Israel must do more to
I
protect
don't,
innocent civilians. You said that 9
YouTube, I
months ago.
appreciate
Now an
you.
estimated
I definitely
40,000
do.
Palestinians are dead.
Probably the best
Nearly
platform
100
on the.
hostages remain.
You guys
Just
are
last
the
week,
best
Prime Minister
platform on
Benjamin
the internet.
Netanyahu said there's not a deal in the making.
I
President Biden
appreciate
has
you
not been
allowing
able
us
to
to do
break through
this
the
because
stalemate.
democracy
How would
is
you
very
do it?
important. Socialism,
Let's
communists,
understand how we got here.
communism does
On
not work.
October 7th,
I know a lot about politics. I
Hamas,
lived them in my
a
life.
terrorist
Too much.
organization, slaughtered 1,200 Israelis. Many of them
A lot
young
of people
who
be
were
screaming
simply
today.
attending
I
a
will
concert.
be back about them.
Women were
All right, brother.
horribly
Thank you, man.
raped.
Appreciate it.
So absolutely, I said then, I say now, Israel has a right to defend itself. We would. And how it does
Yeah, I
so
hope
matters,
so, God's ninjas.
because it is also true,
Because I've been a
far too
Democrat
many
my whole life, but I did vote
innocent
for Trump in
Palestinians have been
2020
killed. Children,
because I
mothers.
don't like the way it's
What
going.
we know is that this war must end.
Even
It must
old
end
school
immediately,
union guys,
and the way
really
it will
old
end
school.
is we need a
Like
ceasefire
I did
deal, and
17
we
years
need
as
the
a problem
hostages
solver in
out.
the union, right?
And so
But
we will
even
continue
my
to work around
ex-bosses
the
that
clock
are
on
retired
that.
now
Work around the clock, also
are
understanding
all
that we
going for
must
Trump.
chart a
Trump's been
course
in more
for a
rap songs
two-state
than any other
solution.
white guy ever.
And
Anyway,
in that
exactly. Fuck
solution, there
communism.
must be security for the Israeli
I talk to
people
my
and
Russian
Israel,
friends and
and an
my
equal
Chinese
measure
friends
for
all
the
the time.
Palestinians.
They say the
But the
same
one thing
thing.
I will assure you always,
But
I will
they are
always give
beautiful
Israel the
countries.
ability to defend
They're beautiful
itself,
people
in
over there.
particular
That's what
as it
I don't
relates to
think one
Iran
person can.
and any threat that Iran and its proxies pose
Can
to
lead
Israel. But we
1.5
must
billion
have a
people?
two-state
You know what I
solution
mean?
where
It's
we
almost
can rebuild
impossible.
Gaza, where the
I don't care how smart
Palestinians
you are,
have
how much of a
security,
soldier you are, warrior
self-determination,
you
and the
are.
dignity they so rightly
Everybody
deserve.
needs teamwork makes the dream work.
President Trump, how would you negotiate with Netanyahu
The
and
unions
also
suck,
Hamas in
bro.
order to get the
Just like
hostages
Big
out
Pharma.
and prevent the
No,
killing of more
the
innocent
unions don't suck,
civilians in
brother.
Gaza?
It's
if I were president, it
and
would
you
have
know
never
what?
started.
It
If
doesn't
we were
matter.
president, Russia would have
You
never,
could have that.
ever.
You could
I
have that
know
view,
Putin
brother,
very
because
well. He would have
that's up
never,
to
and
you,
there was
brother.
no
You know
threat
what I
of it
mean?
either, by
That's
the way,
your
for 4
choice.
years.
You don't.
Have gone into
You know,
Ukraine.
some people
and
don't
killed
like the unions.
millions of people.
I don't
Landed
mind
up first and
non-union
understand
either,
what's going on over there.
as long as it's a good owner
When
of
she
a
mentions
business. You know what I
about
mean? But
Israel, all of a sudden,
if you had
she hates
unions and
Israel. She wouldn't even meet
in mixed martial arts and boxing.
He went to Congress to make a very important
and say, you know, like the NBA does, the NFL does, all those, right? These guys would be they'd have counseling, they'd have all kinds of shit. Unions are important.
2 years from now, and
I was involved with mining and underground construction. So, you know, down south and Midwest, they pay those miners $8 an hour, no OSHA, no safety, no nothing. So the unions are kind of important on construction and stuff like that. It all depends, though. It all depends. I wouldn't go union. I'm not going union for my businesses, you know what I mean? Because my business ain't gonna need like fucking hundreds of people and thousands of people, you know what I mean? So I'll pay my people very well, and I won't overwork them.
Horrible terror. They had no money. It was a big story, and you know it. You covered it.
I can't say the union sucked, brother, because I got out of prison and I was offered a job in the union, making $120,000 a year. So I can never say union sucked. I just can't. I'm a loyal person.
With the Houthis and Yemen,
I can't do that.
What's going on in the Middle East? This would have never happened. I will get that settled. And
no, yeah, dude, listen, there's pros and cons to everything, brother. You know what I mean? So that's like, I'm one of those people that just, you know, I used to be very, I would definitely disagree with you about fucking 10 years ago, brother. But I do understand everybody has their own opinion. So I'm not going to ever judge anybody for their opinions, ever.
And
because it's not, I can't judge nobody. All I can judge is like pedophiles, people like that. You know what I mean? Really fucking low life fucking cocksuckers. You know what I mean? Other than that, everyone has a right to their opinions.
Dictator on day one, according to himself.
Even those shitbags have rights, believe it or not. I don't know how they should have rights, but they do.
Can do whatever the hell he wants and go into Ukraine.
I guess I got to go to the Bible and say, I don't know how God's gonna. I really don't know how God's gonna.
It is well known he exchanged.
I don't know how God's gonna
and it is
allow pedophiles into heaven.
That these dictators and
I'm Catholic, so you know, I believe in God, but I don't know what God is going to do with pedophiles.
Flattery and favors.
You hurt a child or a woman or an elderly person, I think you should be dealt with.
Have told me you are a disgrace. That is why we understand that we have to have a president.
That's not my job.
Consistently weak and
but I would definitely help a woman, a child, or elderly person. I see that happen right in front of me, no problem at all. I would actually welcome it. I would hope I would be around.
That caused it. That's weak or national security by
allowing UK, bro. We got different. Oh, I know. Oh, yeah, I know. I've heard. I got friends in the UK. I know. I've heard some horror stories, brother. You're right. See, that's all you had to say, guys. That I would have understood exactly where the fuck you were coming from, brother. So yeah, I've heard that too.
It wouldn't have happened with me.
The
leaders of other countries think that they're weak and incompetent, and they are.
Yeah, we're not allowed to strike. We're not allowed to strike.
Why does Biden go in and kill the Keystone Pipeline and approve the single biggest deal that Russia's ever
made? Yeah, how are you guys supposed to get to work and shit?
Pipeline anywhere in the world, going to Germany and all over Europe.
PDF files burning hell, bro. I hear you there. Pedophiles.
Thank you. We have a lot of issues to
horrible. You know, I like the way you write that PDF. See, I'm kind of new to the internet. You know, like I've always watched YouTube and stuff, but only the past 2 years, 3 years, I've really, you know, started learning it because I have to. I'm a businessman. I'm like, if I can reach 8 fucking plus billion people, why wouldn't I fucking learn the fucking internet? You know what I mean? I wish more old school people would. Absolutely, brother. And, you know, I hate these people that say, well, they were abused and this happens and this happens. Well, wrongs don't make a right. We bring some of the most powerful. And I'm an ex-felon saying that. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, I'm not going to fucking have my kids selling drugs like I was selling drugs. I'm not going to have them fucking, you know, I don't want them anything like me. I want them to have my good qualities. That's it. You know what I mean? They already have. You know, both of them made me very proud. That's what actually changed the Constitution. First kid being born. Should be 29 in October. My son will be 20 in April. And he's in his second year college with a Celtics internship. So I'm proud of both my kids. This is what this is for: our kids and their kids. You know what I mean? In America, there's a huge ally with UK. You know what I mean? So
Washington is the seat of power.
Pure social, yeah, socialism. Yeah, bro, we're fucked over here. Man, I didn't know it was that bad in England. I had no idea you guys were going through. Yeah, socialism never works. You can look at Venezuela, any of those countries, Ecuador, all those countries. You can go look over there. It never works. Communism is like a thing. YouTube will strike you for using that words. Okay, thanks, brother. See, I don't know. I read the rules like a couple of years ago, but they're changing them all the time. So, yeah, public service workers already get paid better than Joe Schmo. So, public workers like, what do you mean, like cops, firefighters, and people that work in the tube down there, right? That's what they call it there, the tube. We call it the T here in Boston. Quincy, all these cities there that have trains. Actually, we're the first one with trains in America, actually. Quincy, first railroad. So all the janitors, from schools and stuff like that. Well, that's the way it is over here too, brother. Almost the same way. Almost the same thing. Except for union, I was getting paid probably more than police officers. And, firefighters are way underpaid. They run into burning buildings and shit to save people, and they're fucking underpaid. That's a disgrace. You know what's a disgrace? Everyone should be paid fucking what they're worth. You know what I mean? If they're making a company a lot of money, I always tell people all the time, make yourself rich. Fuck making someone else fucking rich. But don't get me wrong. I started, with shit jobs that weren't actually that fucking bad, actually.
We don't just ask the questions. You have to go deeper. We try to understand.
I don't know. You know what? I have
to then come forward with solutions.
Face the Nation on CBS.
You know what? Next time I'll
The justices ruled that Harvard
next time
and the
I'll
University of North Carolina violated the Constitution.
Let me see here.
Aftermath of the Supreme Court decision to end affirmative action.
Yeah, I gotta. Next time I'm gonna have
for some students of color.
Pause these commercials.
CBS Reports explores the historic decision and what it means for
I
those
guess.
facing an opportunity to change their lives.
Yeah, socialism never works. You go back in history. Just go look at all these countries that have socialism and see how good it worked out. And go ask anybody that's been in America that's been in a communist country, and they'll tell you. Go ask some Cubans. And they're really good fucking people too. I love people all across the globe, man. There's good people everywhere.
Your morning routine just got better. CBS Mornings.
Mass immigration kills. Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. And that's why. See, that's what I'm talking about. Unions, brother. Here in the South and the West, like the companies pay, immigrants like short money, and they don't give a fuck about that. You know what I mean? Even us union members, they don't give a fuck about. Like they have to pay us. They have to pay us like $210 an hour because that's the whole package. You know what I mean? And they can't do nothing about it.
We must defend Ukraine from Russia, from Vladimir Putin.
But that's fucking horrible. And that's really true.
That it's in America's best interest to do so, arguing that if Putin wins, he may be emboldened.
I always talk about shit that I know for a fact.
You have said you would solve this war in 24 hours. You said so just before the break tonight. How exactly would you do that? And I want to ask you a very simple question.
How this works and how to treat your workers that make you look good. You know what I mean?
I want to save lives.
Raises house prices. Yep. You know it, brother. You know the economy, bro. It's all numbers. Numbers don't lie. People do.
Numbers that you're getting with your fake numbers.
Look, but you know the all. Oh yeah, I do know it, brother. But you know it too, brother. And that's good. That's good to see. I like to see people that understand. If you're the smartest man in the room, you're in the wrong room.
They're in for $150
I heard that quote from a person I
Biden
respect
and
a lot.
you
That's
don't
I'm
have
pretty
the
good with his
courage
life.
to ask Europe like I did with NATO.
So I always listen to smarter people than myself. Even though my IQ is way up there,
either you pay
I
up
might not
or we're
be
not going to
politically
protect
correct
you
or
anymore.
anything like
So that's
that. But
maybe
in
one of the
real
reasons
life,
they don't like me as much as they like weak people. But
I definitely don't
you take a
fold
look at what's happening.
when shit gets
We're in
real.
for
I'm the first one
250
in.
to 275 billion. They're into
I lead, I
100
don't
to
follow. I don't give a
150.
fuck
They
who
should
likes
be
me for this or
forced
not.
to
Because I'm
equalize.
sure
With that
someone's
being
gonna
said,
like say
I want to
something
get the
cute
war
to me
settled. I
or
know
something like that.
Zelensky
Not
very
in my
well, and I
face,
know
they won't.
Putin very
They'll
well.
say
I
it.
have a good relationship,
Look
and
at
they respect
Facebook or something or
the
something.
president. Okay,
Someone
they
will say something
respect me. They
stupid.
don't respect Biden. How would you respect him?
But
Why?
next time
For
I
what
see them in
reason?
person,
He
they'll
hasn't
turn white
even
as a
made a
fucking
phone call in
ghost.
2 years to Putin. Hasn't spoken to
I've
anybody.
already
They
proven
don't even
myself a
try
thousand
again.
times over.
That
These
is a
people haven't
war
proven
that's
themselves
dying to
once
be
in their
settled.
fucking life.
I will get it settled before I even become president. If I win, when I'm
We want to talk about the
president-elect,
past, the past,
and
the
what I'll
past. I'm
do
thinking about
is
the
I'll speak
future.
to one, I'll speak to the other, I'll get them together. That war would have never happened. And in fact,
The
what we
past,
saw
yeah, let's hold on to the
after
great
I left,
memories. Absolutely. I
left because
definitely agree
our
with that,
country has
right?
gone to hell.
But
after I
think
left,
about
when
the
I saw
future.
him building
It's
up
really
soldiers,
important.
he did
The
it
future's
after I left.
important. I
said,
think 5,
"Oh,
10 years down the road,
he
all the
must be
time. I was playing
negotiating.
chess in
It must
third
be a
grade.
good, strong point of
I
negotiation."
swear to God, I was playing
Well, it
chess with a
wasn't,
Cambodian
because
kid,
Biden
a
had
kid from
no idea how
Argentina,
to talk to
and
him.
a kid
He
from my
had no
neighborhood.
idea how to stop it. And now you have
That's what in
millions of
third
people
grade,
dead, and it's
fourth grade
only
and fifth
getting
grade.
worse, and
It
it
was
could
all
lead
the
to
same
World
four
War
of us.
III. Don't kid yourself, David. We're playing with World War III, and we
Basically
have a
supply and
president
demand.
that we don't even
Absolutely
know
it
if
is.
he's. Where
And
is
that's
our
why I really
president?
believe in
We don't even know if he's a
God's Ninja
president.
76. I
They
believe
blew him
in
out of a campaign like
we
a
don't even
dog.
need
We don't
wars
even know.
anymore. We should
Is he our
all be
president?
making money
But we have
together,
a
all
president
Mr.
across
President,
the
that
whole
doesn't know he's
world. All of
alive.
us
your
should
time
be.
is up. Just to clarify the question, do you believe it's in the U.S. best interest?
And listen,
Ukraine
you
to win
don't
this
have to
war
be
against Russia?
union
It's the
if you have
U.S.
your own
best interest to
business.
get this war
I don't
finished
believe in that
just
at
get
all.
it
I
done.
believe people should do what they want to
Negotiate a deal,
do.
because we have to stop all of
I
these
just think
human
their workers should
lives
be taken care of.
from
That's
being
all. If you take
destroyed.
care
I'm
of
going to
your
take this to
workers,
Vice
that's all
President
that
Harris. I want to
matters.
get your thoughts
You
on
know? Don't
support
treat
for
them like
Ukraine
animals,
in
treat them
this
like
moment,
humans. You
but
know what I mean?
also as
Even though
commander
we
in
are
chief, if
basically
elected,
animals.
how would you deal with Vladimir Putin, and would it be any different from what we're seeing from President Biden?
Yeah, bro,
Well,
you
first of
speak your
all,
mind.
it's
I like
important
blunt
to remind the former
motherfuckers.
president you're not running
Brother,
against Joe Biden. You're
I'm
running
more
against
brutally
me.
honest than most people, brother.
I
And
believe
I
the
don't give a
reason
fuck
that
what
Donald
anyone
Trump
thinks
says
about me.
that
I
this
really
war would
don't.
be over within
But I
24 hours is
appreciate
because
that,
he would
brother.
just give it up.
I do.
And that's
Because I
not
know
who we
there's
are
other
as
people out there
Americans. Let's
just like me.
understand what happened here. I
And that's
actually
why I
met
don't
with
like the old
Zelensky
school people
a
don't
few
want to learn
days
the
before
internet and all this
Russia
stuff, you know?
invaded,
Because
tried
I think
through
we need
force
more
to
older
change
people on the internet
territorial
to
boundaries,
kind of
to defy one of
lead
the
the
most
younger
important
generation and
international
even
rules and
some of the
norms,
older people.
which is the
Stop
importance
being
of
so
sovereignty
stubborn
and
and
territorial integrity.
caught some of
And
the
I
younger
met with
people out
President
there. You know what I
Zelensky. I
mean?
shared with him American intelligence about how he could defend himself. Days later, I went to NATO's eastern flank,
I got a lot of
Poland and Romania.
I got
And
a lot of
through the
faith in
work
the
that
younger
I and
generation.
others
They're all
did, we
smart,
brought
man.
50 countries
I
together
give them a lot
to
of credit.
support Ukraine in its
It's not
righteous
easy
defense.
being young these
And
days.
because
I
of
can
our
see it. I've seen it
support,
in my kids
because of the
when they were growing up.
air defense, the ammunition, the
Trump
artillery,
ain't perfect.
the
Fuck no, he ain't
javelins, the
perfect. But
Abrams
I
tanks that
love him
we
to
have
come to the
provided,
UK and
Ukraine
run out
stands as an
shit
independent
next.
and free
Bro
country.
is half
If Donald
Scottish.
Trump
His
were
mom was
president,
born in the
Putin
UK.
would be sitting in Kyiv
Respect
right
to
now.
you too, brother.
And
Respect
understand
you.
what that would mean,
Uh,
because Putin's agenda is not
Trump
just
would
about
too.
Ukraine.
He would.
Understand why the
He's not
European
a
allies
politician.
and our NATO allies are so thankful that you are
And
no
he's been in
longer
more rap
president,
songs, right,
and that
than any
we
other white guy
understand the
ever.
importance of the greatest
Ever.
military alliance the world has ever known, which is
Like these
NATO,
are the little things I
and what
know
we
for
have
a fact
done
because I'm
to
actually, you know, a
preserve the
musician.
ability
And
of
I love
Zelensky
fucking
and the
hardcore
Ukrainians to fight for
underground
their
and fucking
independence.
hardcore rap.
Otherwise,
That's
Putin
why
would be
that's where I
sitting in
come from. from. I come from the fucking baddest borough in my city. You know what I mean? Or the black eye of the city, whatever you want to call it. That's what they call it. You know what I mean? But hey, I met some of the strongest people here.
And what you think is a friendship,
the most courageous, the most savage.
eat you for lunch.
Vice President Harris, thank you. We've heard from both of you on Ukraine tonight. Afghanistan came up in the last hour.
I think honestly, I really believe other countries scared of Trump.
Putin would be sitting in
You need to be
Moscow,
fed
and he
or
wouldn't have lost
respected. Where I grew up,
300,000 men.
when I was growing up,
But he
or you
would
were
be sitting in
absolutely a
Moscow.
nobody.
Quiet, please. He would have been sitting in Moscow, much happier than he is right now. But
Respect to you
eventually,
guys,
he's got a
Ninja.
thing that
76,
other
brother.
people don't have. He's got nuclear weapons. They don't ever talk about that. He's got nuclear weapons. Nobody ever thinks about that. And eventually, maybe he'll use them, and maybe he hasn't been that threatening, but he does have that. Something we don't even like to talk about. Nobody likes to talk about it.
Trump ain't
Just
scared
so
to
you
fucking
understand, they sent her
deal
to
with
negotiate
dictators.
peace before this war started. 3 days later, he went in and he started the war because everything they said was weak and stupid. They said the wrong things. That war should have never started.
Listen, this should never never offend anybody the way he's talking.
And she did. And the war started 3 days later.
I don't think people are stupid. I think they just think they don't use common sense.
In my opinion, I think he's the worst president in the
The
history
fact
of the
he's
country.
not a
She goes
politician
down
is
as
why.
the worst
Yeah,
vice
that's
president
why I
in the
like
history
him
of our
as
country. Let me
president.
tell you
That's
something.
exactly
She
why
is
I
a
like him as president.
horrible negotiator. They sent her in to negotiate as soon
I
as
hate
they left.
politicians and
Putin
celebrities.
went on
I don't
invasion.
like celebrities and I don't like politicians. I
Since you went
never
negotiating
want to
with
be
Vladimir
a.
Putin, Vice
I'm
President
not
Harris,
making
have you
music
ever
to
met
be
Vladimir
fucking
Putin?
famous
Can
and
you
none of
clarify
that
tonight?
shit. I'm doing
Yet
it
again,
just
I
to
said at
put
the beginning of
good
this debate,
music
you're going
out
to hear a
there
bunch of lies
from the
coming from
left
this
side of the
woman.
chest
And
and
that is another
speak
one.
the truth and
When
use
I went to
metaphors and
meet with President
hopefully it
Zelensky, I've now met
resonates
with
with
him
people.
over
You
5
know what I mean?
times.
The first two
The
albums kind of
reality
did.
is it has been about standing as
Hey, Rob
America
Neighbor.
always should.
Hello,
As a
brother.
leader,
Miles Gordon. Hello,
upholding
man.
international rules and
Let's go with
norms.
you people,
As a
man.
leader who
You good
shows
people.
strength,
Paradox the chat. Thanks,
understanding
my
that the
friend.
alliances
Respect
we
to
have
you, brother.
around the world are dependent
Thank you so much,
on our
Mass.
ability
What's
to
the
look
Mass
out for
Climate?
our
Thank you, brother.
friends
Thank you.
and not
Thanks for the other night,
favor
man.
our enemies because you adore strongmen instead of caring about
Where's Frankie? Tell him I
democracy.
said thank you
And
too,
that
please,
is
because that
very
kid's a
much
good
what
kid
is
too,
at
man.
stake here. The
I
president of the
know
United States is commander in chief.
Paradox the
And the
chat.
American
Someone
people
was
have a
brave enough to
right to
say or
rely on
humble
a
enough to
president
say that he's
who
the one that
understands
made
the
that happen.
significance
But I
of
appreciate
America's
you
role
all.
and
But
responsibility
thank you,
in
Paradox,
terms of ensuring that there is stability and ensuring
and
we stand up for our
all of you.
principles and not
I
sell
appreciate
them
you all.
for the
Miller, you're a
benefit of
savage.
personal flattery.
We've talked about
Two smelly fingers. I seen you this morning.
It came up in
I
the
see you
first
this
hour.
morning on Chill
I
MMA's
want to move on
live
to
stream.
Afghanistan.
Said Trump did the most
That kid's a
amazing
fucking
thing I've ever
wild
seen.
kid, man. I
He
like
got
that
these
kid, man.
countries,
The
the
kid's
28
funny, man.
countries at the time, to pay up.
Here
He
comes
said,
the
I've
crew,
never
bro.
seen.
Oh,
He's the head
Jesus.
of NATO.
Well,
He
I'm
said,
happy
I've
to see
never
it,
seen.
man.
For years, we were paying
What is a
almost all
metaphor?
of
A
NATO.
metaphor
We
is
were
like,
being ripped off by
you know,
European
slang.
nations, both on
It's
trade
slang.
and on NATO.
It's like words
I got
they
them to
use
pay
in
up
a
by
million
saying
different
one of the statements
scenarios.
you made before.
Or maybe not
If
a
you
million,
don't
but
pay, we're not going to
more than
protect you.
one.
Otherwise, we would have never gotten it. He said it was one of the most incredible jobs
Wow.
that he's ever seen done.
Thank you.
I
want to
love
turn
it.
to Afghanistan. It came up.
See, two smiling fingers. I have no problem with that because everyone has their right to their opinion. I'm not in there to judge
I want to ask
anybody.
the Vice President, do you
I'm
believe
just
you
doing
bear
this
any
for our kids and their
responsibility
kids.
in the
That's
way
it.
that withdrawal played out?
Well, I will
Fight
tell you, I
night with
agreed
Frankie
with
Ray.
President
Oh,
Biden's
shit.
decision
Frankie's a
to
good
pull
dude. I
out of
like Frankie.
Afghanistan.
Oh, there he is. This
Four
Frankie.
presidents
What's good,
said
brother?
they would, and Joe Biden did.
Trump is
And
cooking.
as a result,
Absolutely, he
America's
is.
taxpayers are
And
not
I
paying
give
for
this lady
$300
a lot
million
of credit.
a
I
day. We
do.
were paying for that endless
It
war.
takes a lot of balls to get up
And
there with
as
that
of
guy. I'll tell you
today,
that.
there is not one
Has anyone told
member
you the
of the United
definition
States
of a raid
military
yet?
who is in
No, but I know what you got.
duty
I seen
in
you
a
guys.
combat
I
zone
watched
in any war
Frankie
zone
night,
around the world, the first
Fight
time
night
this
with
century.
Frankie
But let's
after you guys
understand
left.
how we got
After I
to where we
you know,
are. Donald
shut
Trump,
off.
when he was
I
president,
went over there, you know, to
negotiated
subscribe
one of the weakest
and
deals you can
subscribe to
imagine.
everyone
He calls
else's
himself a
channel,
deal
you know.
maker. Even his national
And
security advisor
I
said
watched a
it
little
was
of
a
it,
weak,
and I went to the
terrible
end,
deal. And here's how it went
and
down.
I seen what you
He
said, Paradox,
bypassed
and
the
I
Afghan
seen
government.
you guys say,
He
all right, time to
negotiated
raid.
directly with a terrorist
So I'm like, you know
organization
what?
called the
What good
Taliban.
fucking people
The
do that, right?
negotiation
I mean,
involved the
that's good
Taliban
shit
getting
to do to help
5,000
people out.
terrorists,
You see
Taliban
someone with
terrorists,
one or two people in the fucking live chat. You come over there and you help them out, man. I think that's a wicked cool thing. I'd like to do that with you guys sometimes. Let me know, and I'll definitely join you sometime to do that.
Significance for us as Americans, a place where we
all good, absolutely. Too smelly. Hey, you have the right to your own opinion. I can't judge you. I'm not judging you. I will never judge someone else. Never. I'm not on here to do that shit.
Invited them.
But yeah, I'd like to do that,
David,
you guys,
because he does not again appreciate the role.
You're a savage, Miller, man.
Of the
How can't you like that
United
person?
States, to be commander-in-chief
Miller's
with
a
a level
savage.
Of respect.
And this it basically means Frankie was live, but since he ended, he sent the viewers of you. Yeah, I really appreciate what you guys did, man. And I guess Guru did that. My buddy Isha over there, right? Didn't he do that? And then he does it, sends them over to Rush Hour Fight Club too. So yeah, I like that, man. I can't really remember. That's all right. Don't worry about it.
And I got involved.
Don't get upset.
Because
No Chillers actually. Yeah, he said he was like 43 years old this morning.
Because they deal with the wrong people all the time.
But he's from Brooklyn, and I like people from Brooklyn, and I like paisans, you know what I mean? And people same ethnic, same culture as myself, you know what I mean? And I'm mostly Irish, but I'm 30% Sicilian. My wife's all Italian, and grew up a lot of Italians. I grew up with every culture, actually. At Paradox on your channel, but yeah, I seen that. So I thought it was Isha who sent you guys over or something, you know what I mean, or Jay or something. I just didn't know. But I appreciate you guys all coming over. I really do.
$85 billion worth of brand new beautiful
military equipment. I don't know. I don't remember that, bro. I don't remember that.
The agreement said,
but I like the name. I like your name. I like all your names because they're all like. One of them reminds me of a friend of mine. One of them, Western Mass Climb. I always represent Massachusetts. And all you guys all you guys have original names. You know what I mean? Like, no one's doing the same thing everyone else is doing. You know what I mean?
Ukraine because they saw how
yeah, we're all inspired by somebody, you know what I mean? But President Trump, try to be original. That's all I ever say to anybody, you know what I mean?
Mr. President, you recently said a vice president.
Oh, dude, you don't.
I didn't
it's not big as bro. I have a sense of humor, believe me, brother. But I'm definitely not gonna fucking judge you, man. I'm not gonna judge any. I agree to disagree. Unless I really know it's like.
I don't, and I don't.
No, I know for a fact. Then I speak on it, right? But people's choices are their choices.
I couldn't care less. Whatever she wants to be is okay with me.
You're fine. You're fine. You can fuck around with me anytime. I have a sense of humor. Yeah, rating. Frankie. Fight Night Frankie.
I'll say that.
And rating just means sending people over. Shout out to
that's up to her.
Producing me to over here. No, yeah, absolutely. Shout out to them and shout out to you too, Frankie. Because you know what? I listened to your podcast after, believe it or not. And watched that video you wanted people to watch that you said you only plug one of your videos ever. So yeah, I like what you do, brother. I like the way you talk. I like the way you speak the truth. You have humility. You're not scared to speak your mind. I like people. That's why I like Jay. That's why. And I tell Isha, you're too nice, man. You can't give a shit what people think about you ever. And I like the way you act, bro. I like the way all of you act, actually.
And he was investigated.
Playing with the roosters, like playing with a cat. That's kind of metaphor. Yeah, it is kind of like a metaphor. And I subscribe to you too. And I seen all the farm animals and shit. That's pretty cool, man. That's how it works. What's up, guys?
And Latino boys.
I love it. I love the camaraderie. You people
took out a full-page ad.
I wouldn't vote for that. You're a savage, man. I love
first black president of the United States.
All right.
And I think the American people
saying hello to each other. I love it.
Better than that.
This man got shot in the face and came out looking 10 years ago. You know what, Frankie? You gotta admit that, right, brother?
We see in each other.
He's not a politician.
We see in each other a neighbor.
He's not a politician.
We don't want a leader who is
we need change in this country.
Trying to have
this is a beacon of hope, this country. You know what I mean? And we're all immigrants. You know what I mean? My immigrants got spit on and called mix and wops, and I'm 10% German, but that's only from my grandfather, from my mother's side. My other grandparents, all of them are Irish and Sicilian. So, but I don't even care. We're all immigrants.
Have the same dreams and aspirations, and want a president
who
invest in those.
Yeah, and he gets up fighting. He goes fight. You know what I mean? Like, you got to give the guy some credit, man. And he's in more rap songs than any other white guy ever.
Presidency in the history of our country. There's never been anything
show them how to mod people.
And they come up with things like,
I know how to mod people.
What she just said.
I know how to do it.
Many
through YouTube.
A lot of people, including Mayor Bloomberg,
because I pay for my stream ads subscription, so I can mod people on there. But I do know how to do it on YouTube. I would love to talk to Frankie for 5-10 minutes about the internet, because I just learned it about 2-3 years ago.
This is a person.
Every day I just put a little time, a couple hours into it every day, just to learn. Because I'm a businessman, so reaching 8 billion people instead of reaching locals, I mean, it just makes sense. I just wish more old school people would do it. I got old school people that are scared to come on here, or not scared. They're just like, maybe they're nervous or something. I don't fucking know. People are like, have self-esteem problems, I guess. And people are stuck in their ways, you know what I mean?
And she can't get away with that.
No doubt, show them. Chris Gray, I appreciate that, brother. Like, I know you're just looking out for me, brother.
I am not Joe Biden, and I am certainly not Donald Trump.
You guys don't have to be scared of me, man. I'm actually a really good person, like, in real life. What you hear right now is the same way I am in real life. And if I raise 2 really good kids, and both of them are, one went through college, UMass, JFK, Dean's List, for the first semester there. And my son won the Culture Kindness Award in 8th grade out of the school I got kicked out of. I signed up a long time ago, about 25 years ago. I'm not a bad guy. I'm just, none of you guys have to be.
To pursue their ambitions,
I believe teamwork makes the dream work. I don't believe it. I actually know it, because I know. I'm a very loyal person to people that are loyal to me, or vice versa. You know what I mean? Anyone that's been loyal to me, I'm always loyal back.
That is about allowing people to be able to pursue
no chill stream too. Just this morning when I got back from training, I was like 6:30 in the morning or something, and it just popped up on my feed, like on YouTube. So I go, you know what? I'm gonna go give him a like, because he was in my stream the other night. I believe in like supporting people that support you. You know what I mean? So that yeah, they were going down a rabbit hole. It's pretty funny. I like that kid, man. I like both of them. I like the other kid too. I told him to come over here to America. He'll get fights easy over here. Come on, Chris, Docs, Frankie, and me. Okay.
That's what her plan is until just recently.
I just think
President Trump.
Just do me a favor, all right? I'm just going to say this real quick so we're clear. Remember what that guy said to Tony Montana in Scarface? I don't need to say it. Just remember, right? I'm a problem solver, expert. Just please don't ever fuck me over, please.
So tonight,
that's all I ask.
After you first started running, do you have a plan?
And was I an asshole on No Chill Street? I tried to watch it back, but
it's not very good today.
But it wasn't there. Oh, he said it was going to get taken down or something. I'm like, I don't think so. You're just going on the internet and looking things up and shit. Like, why should you get shut off? Why would you get canceled?
They were unanimous.
But
they wouldn't vote to change it.
I give him a lot of credit for like doing that. You know what I mean? Takes a lot of credit.
But the Democrats came up. They
was great with the. That means salute. I'm pretty sure, in respect. I'm pretty sure with the up signals. This too smelly.
I let it rot?
Or
And I felt
what's the mess Climate said. I will do that in a couple minutes, guys. I will definitely do that because I do need them.
A lot of good people in that administration.
Believe it or not, I do have a lot of people in there sometimes.
Bad ones too, and so do they.
You know,
really
and I know them all actually.
Get rid of them. But let me just explain. I had a
this is just really important to me.
Do I save it and make it as good as it can be?
I love my country, and I don't want to.
And
I love our country. You know
what
I mean?
Thing, but it's still
rating happens a lot, and then
too
makes
expensive for people.
Well, whoever started that should be commended. Honestly, I think it's good to help people.
Our population, less money.
And I'm only gonna reciprocate. You know what I mean? One way or another, I will.
Do it.
I'm genuinely curious.
I'm
genuinely
just a yes or no, you still do not have a plan.
He
I
pulled
have
it.
Concepts of a plan. I'm not president right now, but if we come up with something, I would only change it if we come up with something that's better and less
smoking
expensive.
sativas
And
too,
there are
brother.
concepts
Well, I
and
don't know.
options we
He
have
deleted. Oh, he
to do
deleted
that,
it.
and you'll be
You know
hearing
what?
about it in the not too
Before I
distant
left,
future.
I had to leave
Vice
with my
President
wife.
Harris, in
But
2017, you supported Bernie Sanders'
what's
proposal
it
to do
called?
away with private insurance.
I
and
wanted to
create a
tell him, don't
government-run
delete
healthcare
it,
system.
man.
2 years later, you
Don't
proposed a
delete
plan
it,
that
man.
included a private insurance
That poor
option.
kid,
What is your plan
Gary,
today?
man. What
Well,
the
first of all,
fuck?
I absolutely
Because
support
you
and over
need
the
to
last
do
4
that.
years as vice president, private healthcare options. But what we need to
No,
do
I
is
don't even
maintain and grow the
have
Affordable Care
members
Act. But
here, brother.
I'll get to that, Lindsay. I just need
I
to
haven't
respond to
asked
a
nobody
previous
for
point
memberships yet
that
or
the
nothing
former
like that.
president has made. I've made very clear my
Down
position
the
on
road,
fracking.
I will.
And then this business
Maybe at
about
the
taking
beginning of the year
everyone's
or
guns
something
away.
when I come out with
Tim
my new
Walz and I are
albums.
both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns
But I
away.
can
So
promise
stop with
you,
the
I'm
continuous
building
lying about this stuff.
a community
As
of
it
good
relates to
people.
the Affordable Care Act, understand, just look
Even
at
if
the
there's
history to know
assholes,
where
that's
people
what
stand.
I can
When
fucking put
Donald Trump
people.
was
I get rid of
president,
them quick.
60
But
times he tried
it's
to get
always
rid
good
of
to
the
have some other
Affordable Care
people
Act. 60
that are part of
times.
your
I was a
community.
senator
And I always
at the
plan
time.
on, you know,
When I will
over
never
time.
forget
I'm a
the early
businessman, so there
morning
will be
hours
merchandise. There will
when
be
it was up for a
Savage
vote in the United
Incorporated
States
shit
Senate.
because I
And
am a
the
fucking
late,
savage.
great
So
John McCain,
legit too. So
who you have disparaged
I'm not
as
cringe.
being,
I'm just
you don't
I'm
like
very
him, you
confident
said, at the
person.
time because he got
I have a right
caught.
to
He
be.
was an American hero. The late, great
Can
John
you
McCain, I
do
will
a
never
Tony
forget that night,
Soprano's impression?
walked onto the Senate floor and said, no,
I
you
think
don't.
I can.
No, you
It's
don't.
great.
No,
I
you
think I
don't get
can.
rid of the Affordable Care Act. You have no plan.
What do you think?
And
Give
what
me a
the
second to
Affordable
think of
Care
a
Act
good
has
one to
done
do
is
though, because I don't
eliminate
want to
the
do one of his
ability
lame
of
ones.
insurance
I could do
companies to deny people with
I could definitely do
pre-existing conditions.
Scarface. That's
I don't
easy.
have to tell the people watching tonight.
What
You
do you
remember what
think
that was
happens
like?
in Shauna Marab?
Remember when an insurance company could deny
I think
if
both
a
of
child
them.
had asthma, if someone
I
was a
never would have
breast
said
cancer
this about Sean
survivor,
O'Malley
if a
before until
grandparent
he
had diabetes?
proved himself versus Peter
And
Yan to
thankfully,
me in
as
Saudi
I've been
Arabia.
vice president and we over the last 4 years have strengthened the
I
Affordable
think
Care Act, we have
Marab
allowed
brings
for
him
the
to
first time
deep
Medicare
waters
to
where
negotiate
he's
drug
never fucking
prices
been.
on behalf of you, the American
Or
people. Donald Trump
Sean
said he was
clips
going to
him
allow Medicare to negotiate
and fucking
drug
wins.
prices. He never did. We did.
Like,
And now we have capped the
I think
cost of
that's the
insulin
only
at
way it goes. And I'm
$35 a
not
month.
trying to be
Since I've
fucking
been
like
vice
sound like
president,
a
we have
fucking a
capped the
broken
cost of
record, but
prescription
that's
medication
fucking
for
what
seniors at
everyone's saying. But
$2,000 a year.
I already
And when I am president,
was
we
thinking
will
like
do
that
that for
before they
all
were
people,
saying that. So
understanding
I know
that
what,
the
like,
value
I
I
know
bring to
fight because I
this
actually fought.
is that
I fought
access to
over
health
200
care
times in the
should be
streets,
a right
and
not
I
just a
fought over
privilege
200
of
rounds
those
in
who
the
can
ring.
afford it.
So
And
I know what
the
it
plan
takes.
has to
I
be
definitely know what it
to
takes to
strengthen
go
the
to Deep
Affordable
Waters.
Care Act, not get rid of
I
it.
very
President
rarely
in
had to
terms
go
of
to
where
Deep
Donald Trump
Waters in the
stands on that.
I
streets.
want to move to an
They end
issue
really
that's important
fast.
for a
She
lot
made a
of
mistake.
Then I can
Number
watch
one,
it, guys.
John McCain fought Obamacare for 10 years. But it wasn't only him. It were all of the
Half of it.
Democrats
Oh, okay.
that kept it going.
Because you need to
And
be
you know
a
what?
member. Oh, okay.
Made
Oh,
it
you
much
guys are
better
talking
than
about
Obamacare, much less money. But she
watching
won't improve private
huge stream.
insurance
That
for
was a
people,
fucking
private
riot.
medical insurance. That's another thing she
He's
doesn't
a good kid,
People are
man. They're
paying
both him
privately for
and the other dude, a
insurance
good kid.
that have worked hard and made money, and they want to
They're
have
really
private.
good people,
She wants
man.
everybody to be
I was
on
shocked that
government
kid's 18
insurance,
years
where you
old.
wait
I'm like, dude, you look
6
like you're like
months for an
25
operation
or
that you
something, or
need
30 or
President
something.
Trump,
You know,
thank you. We have another
he
issue that
sounds
we'd
like a
like to get to
30-year-old
that's
to me.
important
That's
for
why I
other
like Jay so much.
Americans,
He's
in
33
particular
years old.
younger
He
voters,
acts
and
like
that's
he's fucking
climate
40.
change.
You know what I mean?
President Trump, with regard to the environment, you say that
Hey,
we
if you're
have to have
young, it
clean
doesn't
air
mean
and
nothing. You know what I mean? There's an 18 and over channel. You know what I mean?
An existential threat.
Are you boys
The
going
question
to
to you both tonight is
put a
what
woman
would you
in
do
charge?
to fight climate change? And Vice President Harris, we'll start with you. 1 minute for you each.
Well, the former president had said the
I don't
climate
know
change
if
is a
you're
hoax.
asking me.
And
I know
what we
you're
is that
talking
it is
to
very
people.
real.
Okay.
You ask anyone who lives in a state
I
who
was
has
watching
experienced
it
these
an
extreme
hour
weather
ago.
occurrences, who now is either being denied home insurance or it's being jacked up.
Yeah, that was
You
pretty
ask
crazy, that
anybody who
fucking
has
live
been
stream. But he should have never took it
victim
down.
of what that means in terms of losing their
No
home, having
altar.
nowhere to go. We know that we can actually deal with this
No
issue. The young
altar.
people of America care deeply about
I don't
this
know
issue.
what alts
And
means.
I am proud
Western
that as
mass
vice
climber.
president over the last
But
4 years,
I'm sure
we've
you'll
invested
explain
$1
to me, brother,
trillion
as a
in a
fellow
clean
asshole.
energy economy, while we
Not
have
Trump
also
mugging right
increased
now.
domestic gas production to historic levels. We have created over 800,000 new manufacturing
Yeah, let me know
jobs
this,
while
like,
I have been vice president.
the,
We have
what's it called?
invested in clean energy
The
to the
internet
point
slang,
that we are
please. Like,
opening up
I
factories
need to
around the
learn a
world.
little
Donald Trump
bit
said he was going to
about
create manufacturing
internet
jobs. He
slang.
lost manufacturing jobs.
Novelty
And I'm
is
also
awesome.
proud to have the endorsement of the United Auto Workers and Sean Fain.
Yeah, novelty is
Also
awesome,
know
brother.
that part of
You're right.
building a clean energy economy
Except for me,
includes
I have
investing in American
I don't think so.
American
I don't think so at all.
It includes growing.
No,
what we
you're a
can do
person that
around
speaks your
American
mind.
manufacturing and opening
See,
up
Miller,
auto plants,
don't
not
ever
closing them like happened under
change.
Donald Trump.
Vice President Harris,
Just speak
thank
your
you.
That didn't
mind.
happen under Donald Trump. Let me just tell you, they lost 10,000
Damn,
manufacturing
he's
jobs
right.
this last month. It's going, they're all leaving.
Right, Gaz?
They're
Ninja said
building
he's
big
exactly.
plants in
Like, yeah,
Mexico,
always
in many
speaking about
cases owned by China. They're building
the
these
first
massive
part about
plants, and they think they're going to
Oh
sell
yeah,
their cars
that's
into
when
the
I
United States
first
because
jumped
of
in and started
these
listening.
people.
I'm like, yeah, I got
They have
a
given
got a
to China
45 since I
is
was 15
unbelievable.
years old,
But
and
we're
a
not going to
44
let
Desert
that.
Eagle,
We'll put
and
tariffs on
a
those
couple other
cars so they
guns.
can't come into our country because they will
Oh
kill
shit,
United
Jay,
Auto Workers
brother!
and any auto worker, whether it's in
God
Detroit
damn,
or
man,
South
where are
Carolina
all you
or
people
any other
coming
place.
from, man?
What they've done to business
My
and
boy Jay in there
manufacturing
too,
in this
man.
country
God
is
damn, Jay,
horrible.
where are you,
We
brother?
have nothing because they
Love what
refuse.
you're doing, bro.
You know,
Keep the
Biden doesn't
grind
go
going,
after
Grant.
people because
Hey, Jay,
supposedly
you know
China
it,
paid him
brother.
millions
Grind,
of
grind,
dollars.
grind.
He's
The hustle
afraid to
never
do it.
stops, brother.
Between him and his son,
Yeah,
they get
Jay's
all
good
this
people.
money
I
from
told you
Ukraine.
people about
They get
Jay.
all this money
Jay's a
from
good,
all of
good,
these
good
different
person,
countries.
man.
And then you
That's
wonder,
my
why
little
is
brother
he
right
so
there, man.
loyal to this one, that one, Ukraine, China? Why is he? Why did he get $3.5
I'm not
million
ignoring
from
your
Mayor
comments, people.
Moscow's wife? Why did he get? Why did she pay him?
Yeah, they all came
$3.5
over here, Jay, the other
million
night, and
This is a crooked
like 15 of them
administration,
all at
and they're
once. I was
selling our
like,
country down the tubes.
oh
President Trump,
shit!
thank you.
Thank you.
And none of them were
Closing
trolls.
statements
I'm
from both
like,
of our
what the
candidates. An
fuck?
historic night, this ABC News presidential debate.
Then I kind of remember what happened in Nisha's streams and your streams a few times. I was like, okay, all right. I kind of see what's happening. No one's being cool. They were all cool. The part about the gun debate with yeah, they were talking about England and America's rules.
Okay, so let's just start at the beginning.
Well, let me start with this.
Isha is Canadian. He can help himself being nice. Yeah, he's a good kid. Well, if Jay likes him, and then I did my own research and listened to him, yeah, he's a really good person. No doubt about it. I understand why Jay likes him.
Does that make sense?
Thing is, it was just hammered, man. Shit out. Absolutely. Yeah. You guys didn't do nothing wrong on that street, man. Anisha is just a fucking. And Jay, that's why I respect about Jay. That's why I've been over with Rush Hour Fight Club for almost 5 years, coming up in let me see. Yeah, March will be 5 years. I've been over there. Because I just like his patience with everybody, how he handles everybody. You know what I mean? I'm new to the internet, you know what I mean? So I had to learn from the younger generation, you know what I mean? But he's old school, like in his 33 young years. Even though he says he feels older, he ain't gonna feel old. He ain't gonna feel old till he's like 70 or 80. That's when you start to feel old. I feel like I'm 33. I'm not even kidding.
No physical evidence. Mystery would haunt investigators for years.
But after that, everything was a blur. What was I saying? Yeah, have fun while you guys are young, man. It's okay. It's politics, I guess. Hank the Tank. I sent them a song, The Hate Tank by MOD. It's Method of Destruction, the lead singer from SOD, Stormtroopers of Death. It's called the Hate Tank. And I don't know if you ever fucking listen to it, but it's a really hardcore thrash song. And I love both the Hate Tank. That kid's just a wild kid, man. Young kid, college kid. I actually like the kid. Actually, he's kind of fucking funny, man, if you ask me. And he speaks his mind too. So
what is at stake here? What is the answer then?
I think I threatened him and called him a cute prick or something one night, but
How is this possible?
What's wrong with that argument?
I don't hate the kid at all. He ain't a bad kid.
Why won't you say the word crisis? You're not answering my
But I
question.
got roofied.
Does that make sense?
What does that mean? Did any of that make sense? What's your response?
Yeah, I don't get into politics too much because I lived enough politics in my life. So I don't get into the, but America's important to me. And I'm a proud America. I'm very grateful. My ancestors had the balls to come over here. Like Jay knows this about me. I say this all the time. All the motherfuckers with balls that came over here, Irish, Italian, so on, so on, and so on, right? And don't even get started with the, I don't call blacks African Americans. I call them Black Americans because they don't deserve to be called African. They're Americans. The way they came over here, don't even get me started because I don't even want to go there because I feel horrible with their fucking their ancestors had to go through. But I always said to Jay, all the ones that come over here, we're all immigrants, and we all come over here from somewhere else. And the ones that had balls were the ones that came over way back in the fucking days. And I respect my fucking ancestors for having the balls to come over here and give us a better life. You know what I mean? And I understand why people want to come there, but my ancestors come over here, got spit on, and that's nothing compared to what happened. They're Black Americans, all right? They got fucking, you know, tortured and fucking made fucking to do work for nothing. You know what I mean? Like literally humiliated. And it's there ain't no innocent people in those fucking things either. I don't even like going down that road because I get pissed the fuck off. I don't think any people, any color, any culture is better than any other fucking culture. I think we're so much better because we are all different cultures and we all see eye to eye. And it kind of works, all of us together. You know what I mean? That's what makes this country so fucking good. That's what I love about this country, the camaraderie. And there is a lot of camaraderie. People will say it's divided, this and that, but it really isn't. There's just a few fucking idiots out there. You know what I mean? No, that orange makeup is on fleek tonight. Oh yeah.
The time has come for closing statements, and Vice President Harris, we begin with you.
Hangover.
So I think you've heard tonight two very different visions for our country. One that is focused on the future, and the other that is focused on the past.
No,
in an attempt to take us backward.
Bad about the Jews.
But we're not.
I didn't think you were talking bad about the Jews at all, brother.
I do believe that
I don't think you were talking bad about the Jews at all.
We all have so much more.
But I wasn't in there.
And we can chart.
I was in there for about 45 minutes.
And
no, I had shit with my wife and some other things to do. But I wanted to say, don't take that down. Like, keep that up.
Of the American people, which is why I intend to create an opportunity economy, investing in small businesses.
I don't know. I'm 6'1". I'm 6'1", me myself.
Protecting seniors.
220.
What we can do that is about
I'm
giving
no immigrant.
hardworking folks a break and bringing down the cost.
I was born here too, bro.
I believe.
I'm saying our ancestors were immigrants, though.
Sustaining America's standing
I hope he
in the
was
world
yanking my
and
chain.
ensuring that we have the respect
that
we so rightly
Jay and my
deserve,
brother.
including respecting our military and ensuring we have the most
damn
lethal
straight rush hour
in the world.
Damn straight, man.
I will be a
That's where my family is, and I hope you guys become family too.
Including the right of a woman to make
I don't know, bro, but
about her own body and not have her government tell her what to do.
Well, he's an Italian kid from fucking Brooklyn, man. So he's a wild kid, man, but he's a good dude, man. What's he, 43 years old? He treated me with nothing but respect, so I got to give him respect back.
Or a witness, are you a Republican or a
Democrat?
The only thing I ever asked
Yo, my dude, I love it. I love seeing people. I have a lot of friends who went to UMass.
Right
yeah, my daughter was Dean's List there first
first.
Her first
I
semester.
intend to be a president for all Americans.
And she's killing it in life right now. Killing it. Absolutely killing it. She didn't have to leave her house to work. She works right from home. She got paid a lot of money to stay doing that too. First time watching the presidential. This your first time, Frankie?
So she just started by saying,
I hope you don't
mind
me calling you Frankie, brother.
She's going to do all these wonderful things. Why hasn't she done it? She's been there for 3.5 years. They've had 3.5
I didn't even
years
see
to
Frankie
fix
in
the
that.
border. They've had 3.5
They did say he was
years
bringing his
to
kids to school and he
create
would
jobs and all the things we talked
jump back
about.
in. Yeah, I left
Why
before
hasn't
Frankie
she
came
done
back.
it? She should leave right now.
I
Go
was
down to
misquoted,
that
guys.
beautiful
Yeah.
White House. Go to the
Yeah, we
Capitol,
gotta
get
say
everyone together and do
allegedly.
the things you want to do. but
Tony
you haven't done
Montana,
it, and you
I'll do
won't
that
do
in
it
2 seconds. Once
because
I
you
read all
believe
your
in
fucking
things that
comments,
the
that
American
was
people don't believe.
I
You
was
believe
framed.
any
Exactly,
flag.
he was
We're not
framed.
gonna
I'm
We're not
gonna
going to take fossil
say
fuel. We're not
I'm
going to do
gonna say
things
Frankie
that
was
are
framed.
going
I'm
to
gonna
make
stick
this
with that
country
too.
strong, whether you like it or
I'm
not.
sure was referring
Germany
to
tried that,
was talking
and within 1 year they
down
were back to
before he
building
got into trouble for it.
normal
Wow,
energy
I didn't think he
plants.
would get
We're
in
not
trouble.
ready for it. We can't sacrifice our country for the sake of
Bro, I
bad
heard it.
vision. But I just ask one simple question.
He was hilarious.
Why didn't she do it?
Fuck it
We're
up.
a failing nation. We're a nation
that.
that's in serious decline. We're being laughed at all over the world. All over the world,
One
they're
of
I
that.
know the leaders very well. They're coming to
Couple
see
of them.
me. They call me. We're laughed at all over the
Usually
world. They don't
triple
understand
to
what happened to
quadruple
us
goal.
as a nation. We're not a leader. We don't have any
But
idea
dropped
what's
it down
going on.
to
We have
normal.
wars going on in the Middle East. We
I'm
have
not
wars
happy.
going on with
I'm not even gonna
Russia
say
and
that.
Ukraine. We're
Go
going to
after
end
it.
up in a
I don't
third
think of
world
that at
war,
all.
and it'll be a war like no other
Confidence
because of
is
nuclear weapons, the
and
power of
you can't
weaponry.
fight Bob.
I rebuilt our
Yeah,
entire
like I
military.
can't
She
I
gave a
can't
lot of it
like
away
give up my
to the
confidence. I really
Taliban.
can't.
She gave it to Afghanistan. What these
Why
people
should
have
I?
done
Like I
to our
trained hard for
country,
that shit
and maybe
when I was
toughest of all
young.
is
Since I was a
allowing
young
millions
kid,
of
really young
people to
kid,
come into our country. Many of them are
and a little
criminals,
crazy.
and they're destroying our country.
Oh,
The
absolutely.
worst
But
president,
that's
the
what
worst
makes people
vice
so cool.
president in the history of our country.
President Trump,
Wow.
thank you. And that is our ABC News presidential
Hold on,
debate
I'm not
from here in Philadelphia
I'm
at the
not
National
ignoring you
Constitution
at
Center.
all.
I'm Linsey Davis.
And I'm David
Thank
Muir.
you.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you,
here in the
YouTube.
US.
Thank you, CBS and ABC. Yeah, I had to thank them because I'm noticing, YouTube's been pretty good to me. And I don't want to shit. There's a side hustle for me in another year or two. So I'm always gonna try to be nice. And let me see. I gotta get to your comments. I don't want to be an asshole. I would never not read your comments. I see how good Jay does it, and he never misses people, so I'm never gonna miss nobody either. And he should never miss nobody. And other people I watch never miss people. I remember the first part about the gun. I don't like people who charge people to read comments. Fuck that. If someone's supporting you, they're always gonna get their comments read. Isha is Canadian. He can't help himself being too. Okay, I already read these. Okay. Yeah, but okay. Blur. Yep. Yep. Orange. Yep. Okay. Yeah. What's the climate? No, you're not an immigrant, bro, but our ancestors are, brother. I hope he was yanking my chain. Jay. Okay, brother. Cool. Yeah, he's a funny bastard, man. I'll tell you, that kid's so fucking funny, man. Okay, okay. Heavy metal, Ronnie James Dio, and the biceps, the strong emojis. Okay, I get it. First time watching a presidential debate. Yeah, they're pretty funny, man. You should have seen the one in 2016. I think that one was better than 2020, actually. That one was pretty comical. Frank, yeah. Okay, all right. I was misquoted. Yeah, he was misquoted. He definitely was. Tony Montana, I will do that, brother. If that's what you're saying. That was I was framed. That I agree with him. He was framed. I do too. No chill. Referring to he was taking it down. Yeah, I wish he never took that down. Yeah, my bro. I heard it live, bro, when I was driving. Okay, shit was hilarious. It was hilarious. They went down a rabbit hole. I feel bad for Ian Gary. I really do. And Jay always warns people about that shit, too. So Jay's very wise beyond his years, too. Hey, guys, blood sugar is 170. Oh, yeah, I got that one, right? Yep. It's not double. Yep, double normal. I know. No, you're normal. You are normal. You know what? Speak your mind. That's what it's all about. Speaking your mind. Just speak your mind. Because I definitely speak mine. Confidence is a strain you can't wipe off. You cannot wipe off confidence. If you don't have no confidence, you're never going to achieve anything in your life. You know, a little crazy. Yeah, you got to have a little crazy in you too. Oh, and Kamala was just talking about diabetes. Oh my God. It is all that honey you stealing. Damn, Vin Diesel, 200-0. I'm 0-10. No, you ain't, bro. Adult Swim. I remember Adult Swim, brother. The honey harvest definitely didn't help. Honey's important, actually. Bees are really important. People don't realize it. Oh, so I'll learn it. Account. I was a climber. I only have because I talked a lot of shit, and the little hats are fucking censoring me. Yeah, I gotta be careful what I say too, but at the same time, hey, 316 Immortal, good to see you, man. Hey, brother, I just subscribed with another content boost. Thank you, brother. And I love that you found seen the light or whatever, you know what I mean, spiritual or whatever, because I'm Catholic and I definitely believe. I don't preach it to nobody though, you know what I mean? But I appreciate you, dude. Oh yeah, thanks. All right, so I see your other profile, so now I know who you are, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, man. I'm not trying to hide who I. No, it's fine, dude. It's all right, dude. Don't worry about that. Jay's smart too. Like he hides his shit too. Put some respect on my name, Birdman. Absolutely, Birdman deserves respect. Master P, all those people, you got to give those guys respect. Peekaboo, they didn't even have to rap and they made money. You know what I mean? Peekaboo 316. Oh shit. John 316. Yeah, he's good people, man. Amen. Amen. Hello, hello. Nice guy, man. Hold on. As far as shows, as far as shows go right now, you have a group in here that will eat any trolls that show up. Oh, I could guarantee you guys would. I could definitely see that in you guys. I've been shadow banned on this account. On my account? You ain't shadow banned, yeah. Oh, on YouTube? I think I've been shadow banned too. And Jay says people come in and say they can't find his channel and stuff. I think it's just people working those shifts at that time that feel like offended or think we're being assholes or nothing. We're really not being assholes. Jay doesn't do nothing wrong. Like you guys don't do nothing wrong. Why? Because you're looking down rabbits and you're trying to figure shit out or whatever, and you're trying to tell the truth. That's not being a fucking asshole, in my opinion. I don't think people should ever, judge anyone that's putting fucking content out and shit, because I think it's important. I think everyone should. And most people don't have the courage to do it. So you're courageous enough just to do it. Don't stop. Listen to Jay. Like Jay's always spoke his mind. It's only served him well. I was actually inspired by the first two hot boxing seasons. The smoke box with B-Rail, back when he used to sit in the car and smoke weed with people. And then I started watching Joe Rogan. And I never watched news radio or any of those shows. I only knew him from fucking the UFC. I didn't even know he was like a comedian or anything. I had no idea about any of his success. But I know he came from Jamaica Plain here in Boston. He came from a borough in Boston, and then he moved to like the suburbs in Massachusetts, the nicer parts. Confidence is a strain. Yep. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading comments I already did. A little okay. All right. Yep. Yeah, but crazy is good. A little crazy is good. Diabetes. That one's funny. Is it all on? Is there damn Vin Diesel 200? Oh, well, in the 80s and 90s, we used to get fights every day. When you sell pot, and in the 80s, and you're 200 deep, people are always going to come and test you. And every time someone tested us, there wasn't many people testing us at the end of the fucking 80s. And that was in 83, all the way to 89, 90. And then when I got out of prison in 92, we were running the fucking bars in our fucking neighborhood. We ran on our boroughs of the city. Western Mass. I only have the ultimate because I talked a lot of shit. That's a fucking good censoring me. Yeah, I don't like people that's okay. So I already read all these. I'm sorry, guys. All right. I just love seeing yeah, you guys are fucking savages. I love you guys, man. I love people that are savages, man. Yeah, I don't like people getting shadowed, man. I don't think it should happen. Unless you're a pedophile or something. You know what I mean? If you're hurting people or whatever the fuck. We just say the F word or whatever. Or we just talk the truth. I don't think that should be. But I heard Elon is buying half of YouTube. That's a good. I think YouTube's very smart doing that. Yeah, trolls gets down in this community. Well, they should, because put them on timeout, treat them like a little child, because that's what they are. They're little children. It's okay. Smelly, we love you. Feed them to me. I like you more. They Daisy funny. I feel like a character is under attack. Yeah, I call them. No, I can't. I think people shouldn't be offended by the noise people make. Exactly. Like, if you don't like what someone's saying, just fucking change it and go somewhere else. Like, go find something else. You're going to find someone that you have something in common with. I agree, Too Smelly. I agree with you, dude, like 1,000,000%. Exactly. If people were living and growing up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, they'd be offended 1,000 times a day. I think the strength of our character will be showed by what we allowed to bother us. The weaker the push, with the greater the fall, the more of the pansy the person. You know what? You're right. You know why? Because if someone's getting to you, they're winning. You can't let people run space in your head ever. But always, always do your homework and do your fucking this is way before the internet. You know what I mean? It's just something I play chess. I don't play checkers. So when people think everything's cool, I never forget disrespect. If you earned your respect in your life, you should demand it. But it's all right if people don't know you and they got to get to know you. There's nothing wrong with that. You can't expect people to just give you respect that don't fucking know you. And I'll admit it. I've let trolls get to me in the beginning, but they're very few of them. So it really doesn't, after like a couple months or something, I'm like, why would I ever let a troll get to me? Like, why? Say whatever you want. Put you in. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Exactly. I have the 2-foot rule. Someone comes 2 feet within in front of me with animosity, they're getting a fucking 4 6-piece in a soda. It ain't a 3-piece in a soda. It's more than that. It gets fucking ugly really quick. You're right about the strength of character, loyalty, humility. There's so much self-respect. There's so many character traits, and they're all very important. And you can always see people's weak character traits if they have them. You know what I mean? And it doesn't even mean they're weak people. You know what I mean? It's just they haven't figured it out yet. Some people figure it out at fucking 37, 47. Some people, I figured out, thank God, around 29, 30. I started smarting the fuck up once I seen my first kid born. 38 fucking hours of fucking labor with my wife. I just seen life a little bit different then. I never thought I was going to live till 30 when I was fucking a teenager. Ultimate freedom of speech. Absolutely. Everything should be freedom of speech, even with the bad. There's pros and cons to everything. You know what I mean? There's pros and cons to everything in life. When is the it's in November, 58 days or something. Yeah. It's in November. 316 Immortal. I know, right? Don't touch me, because if you're touching me, I can reach. Oh yeah, I would love to be able to reach through the fucking screen and help people, or fucking choke them like Darth Vader, or get off a fucking 4-6 punch combination. You know what I mean? Say, how you feeling now? You still want to talk shit? Of course you can, brother. With Frankie, everything is possible. I love that. I love his attitude, man. Touch me, I'll take that hand. I'll leave Captain Hook. Like I'm Peter Pan. Absolutely. Slip and rip. Come on, Trump. I'm basically a rapper too. You got albums out, brother? Are you Sticky Fingers cousin or something? Because I like fucking Sticky Fingers. It's dope. Oh, Sean, what's happening, brother? Yeah, 3. Yep. He's right. November. He's right. Thanks, Immortal. I'm sorry, Immortal. I couldn't. I didn't know exactly what date, but I know it's in November. I love going. Copperfield. I haven't heard that fucking in so long, man. And it'll be the last thing you ever feel. Oh, it is right. You'll never know. And do it so fast. I'll make bets on the I'll make the dough. Oh yeah. I could play too. See, Jesus Christ, man. I love savages, man. I love people that don't take shit. Who is the smarter politician? Well, Trump ain't a politician, so I can't say that. But I do give Kamala Harris a lot of credit for getting up there. I do. Because Trump basically dissected a very smart Hillary Clinton. I mean, she's pretty fucking smart, politically correct wise. I mean, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's not easy to debate with Donald Trump. It's something his father was really fucking good at, from what I hear. His father was a cement worker in the union, and he invested his money and became rich. You know what I mean? So, so he did it the way I did it, basically working hard my whole life and hustling too, you know what I mean? But I had to pay the ultimate price for that, my freedom. So, what are you going to do? I think it was Trump, but I don't know, Sean. You just never know, brother. After 2020, I'll never understand. But I really believe a lot of people have turned around and smartened up. Because you don't even have to be. I won't call people dumb. I just call them no common sense. That's all. Because you could call someone dumb, but it's not the way someone talks politically or anything like that. It's people that get shit done. Actions speak louder than words. I believe Trump would be. Oh, he is, because he has foreign policy the fucking economy is better under him. You know what I mean? She's been the vice president for 4.5 years. And that's just my opinion. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. And I've been a Democrat my whole fucking life because I always knew it was the right thing to do. For the unions and stuff, it was the right thing to do for infrastructure and shit like that, and for all in our country. You know what I mean? So I always thought it was the right thing to do. But this shit's been going on. It's not just Democrats either. It's both sides. So I just stay independent now. Yeah, like you can't have people getting offended and stuff as the leader of the free world and the beacon of hope and the most powerful country on the fucking planet. And we're not going to be that much more longer. Hey, Chris Gray, peace out, brother. I'll do one for you right now, brother, real quick. What time is it? Did you already leave? If you already left, I won't do it. But I want to keep my promise, dude. I'll do it for you, dude. I have no problem. If you're still in there, I'll do it for you. Yeah, definitely good night, brother. He was just go on ABC News on YouTube, because I can't really put it this way. He it's hard to beat Trump in a debate. It's almost like you can't win. I've never seen anyone beat him in a debate. I don't know if you have. I don't know. I'm not really into watching debates that much, but when it comes to our country, this country that I love, and all the people I respect that fucking fought for it, and the people that are in there right now that I know that are young kids, 18, 19 years old, and people that got out of the service. My uncle did. My grandfather was in Korean War. My uncle was in there 40 years, you know what I mean, in the Navy. So, my mentor was a Marine. I tried to go in the Marines. So I respect the veterans of our country, that fight for our country. And we have the freest country on the. If you've traveled the world, I've traveled the other country, and I've traveled all over the United States. I've traveled a lot of places. And I've always couldn't wait to get back after a couple of days. I couldn't wait to come back to Boston. So in a couple of years when I move, I hope I don't have that homesick feeling, but I'll be back here every fucking month anyways for payroll and shit. See you later. Yeah, good night to all you guys, man, that you've been leaving. I'm going to stay on for about 10, 15 more minutes. I want to see how Dana White Contender Series was. I was hoping you guys could tell me, because I know you're all fight fans in there. See you. Yeah, anyone that's left, thank you very much. I appreciate you. I know all our time's valuable. I know that. Joe Rogan is dumb and shouldn't comment on political issues. Yeah, I don't think he does, Rick Allen. I don't think he really does. I think he stays out of that shit, actually. I think he does. Hey, Gator, what's happening, brother? Oh, it's always love, Gator. You know that, brother. Anyone that knows me knows it's always love, man. It's always one love, man. It's good to see you, Gator, brother. Yeah. You know Gator, C. Miller? Gator's a good man. Gator is a good man. Hard worker right there. Reminds me of a younger me, too. Until I decided to work for myself. After a federal informant became the boss of our fucking union. I hear the rap battle that me and another guy. Oh, shit. No, it's all right. Don't worry about it. I don't care. I'm happy you guys are in here, man. So don't worry about it. You're not bothering me at all. Don't worry about it. Pretty soon, yeah. Oh shit. I love the air battles. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Gator. I want to hear some battles. This guy down memory lane too. Absolutely. Oh, you're still here, Chris Gray? All right, cool. Go. All right. Well, I promise you some fucking. Well, Tony, I'm trying to think of a good one for Tony, but I could definitely do fucking Tony Monta. But I'll do one for Tony right now because that's what you asked for. Let me think. Oh yeah, you speak for the captains. I can. Is this your decision? It is. Everyone fall in line? Yep. Is this your decision? Yes, it is. Do you speak for the other captains? I do. Come here, you big fucking Brajoli. Come here. Then he whispers in his ear. Now you know I can't be perceived as weak, right? So my price is the paving union in North Caldwell. And he agrees, Junior. And he goes, give Parcells a call, give him a tryout. Look at you, what have you been fucking eating fucking steak? I don't know if that's what you wanted to hear, Chris Gray, but I was trying to think of a really good one. Like, you know, because he had so many epic fucking lines on that fucking show, man. I own every season on DVD, bro. I own so many DVDs and CDs, and they're all obsolete now, for Christ's sakes. Everything you can just fucking download now. Just listening back and forth with Guru out Bacon. Well, thanks a lot, man, dude. Unions are whack, man. Earn your place. Well, I never asked to go in the union. I was offered that job, bro. So, and you have the right to your opinion, brother. Like I told Paradox or somebody, I forget who it was, that unions are necessary for certain work, especially underground work and really big construction jobs, because if you don't have unions, the workers are getting paid like $8 an hour, $4 an hour. You know, like there's, you know, you need people that are competent, believe it or fucking not, when you're building fucking underground fucking, because those fucking companies will just walk all over you, man. But I'm not against fucking non-union either. Like if you have a company and you have like 10, 20 guys or even less or 100 or whatever, I'm not going to go union with my businesses either. I'm just going to take care of my workers. That's it. But yeah, I was offered that job on merit and respect. So, like, you know what I mean? They needed help. They needed problem solvers. And, you know, that's why I was 17 years. That's what I did. And Master Rigger and Tiger, too. I never dropped a pick. No one ever got hurt on my fucking watch. Stewart, fucking top man, fucking for 16 and a half of those 17 years. I was the boss because I wasn't going to take orders, not even from my business manager, because he always asked me nicely and I just do it. No problem, Chris Gray, dude. Do your thing, brother. I appreciate you, man. What, you're baking? Oh, wow. It's Gator. Gator's a good man. They get took off. No, he's right there. He's right there. Yeah, Gator's good people, man. Jay, I'm glad Jay jumped into it, man. Do your Scarface too. All right, I can do Scarface a lot better because I watched that movie over and over and over again, fucking like at least 100 times. You know anything about cocaine? Are you fucking kidding me, man? Oh, hey, relax. And don't be calling me no fucking dishwasher, because I'll kick your monkey ass all over the fucking place. You see that piece of shit up there? I never liked him. I never trusted him. I never fucking liked him. And that rat piece of shit, make your move. You work with me, I keep my word. Tony, don't ever fuck me over. Another Quavo should love me again. I can't even have a little kid with her. This is what it's all about. Talking, yaking, drinking, eating. She sleeps the bag with the fucking mask on her face and won't fuck me because she's in a coma. Her womb is so blue. Can't even have a little kid with her. I don't want to offend anybody, man. Hey, y'all, what's up? Lane, man. Good to see you, man. Hey, yo, Lane. Peekaboo Lane. Good to have you in. Good to have you in there, Lane. Great, man. Love it. I watched as a kid because my dad always good for you, brother. Unions are necessary evil. Yes, they are, brother. Unfortunately, there's like pros and cons to everything. You know what I mean? I understand why people, don't like unions. I get it. I do. I understand. But where I grew up, it's a lot of union people. You know what I mean? So, and I really believe mixed martial artists should be unionized. I believe boxers should be unionized. You know what I mean? Because let's face it, well, they have a 5, 10, 15-year career. Then they have fucking all kinds of problems after. You know what I mean? More than any other fucking sport. Like all these other sports have all unions, and mixed martial arts should definitely fucking have it. They should definitely have MMA. And they should have a pension that, every fight they fight or every fucking fight camp they go through, they get money put into their fucking 401k or annuity, like I have, annuity and pension, you know what I mean? So they get paid, couple fucking thousand, 3, 4, 5,000 every fucking month after they retire. You know what I mean? As long as they put in a certain amount of fights or something, you know what I mean? You can't just give somebody fucking lifetime fucking benefits after fighting one fight. You know what I mean? I'm talking about people that have been fighting, like Tony Ferguson, like all these guys, Khabib, like all these guys that like gave it, John, all of them, all the people that have been fighting for years and years and years and years. Anybody with 20 or 30 or 40 fights should definitely be getting a pension. I'm sure fucking they take care of these guys, a lot of them, but a lot of people don't make it 20 years, 15, a lot of people, their careers were over in fucking a year or 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. I wonder what the average is. That's a fucking good fucking question to ask. Oi, 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 oi. I know what that means. I'm pretty sure I do. Roofing crew I worked for would yell at the new ground guys. You think when we drink water, you drink when we drink water. Yeah, that's bullshit. You should drink water whenever the fuck you want to drink, especially when you're doing roofing. Any fucking hard work, you should fucking be able to drink whenever the fuck you want. Say hello to my little friend. Say hello to my little friend. That was the fucking best right there, man. That was the best. That guy coming up the back, that guy was the problem solver at the end with the sawed-off shotgun. 2 to the back of the head. It's the only way. Too many unions in Eastern Mass. Western Mass climate, you know it, brother. In the Northeast, it's really like, I think Baltimore has a lot of unions too, all the way up. Baltimore, all the way up. Every city. Baltimore, DC has a bunch of water tunnels there too, and tunnels, because I know guys, company guys that worked on from a company called Haywood Baker. There's a lot of guys from DC over there from on that company, and they were telling me about water tunnels over there in DC. And the only 2 Sanog unions are the union I was, a union member for 17 years with was is the Sanogs. And there's only 2 of them, one in Quincy, Mass here, and one in New York City. That's it. So when those mining companies come up the Northeast, they can't fuck around, man. They can't fucking pay people $6 an hour or $8 an hour. You know, they can't do that. And that's the reason the unions are there. You know, we've been there since 1903. You know what I mean? And where I grew up in Southwest Quincy, this is what 70% of fucking the Sandhogs come from. Like generation after generation after generation. So that's why, you know, that's why I was proud of what I did. And not too many people they could say they did that work. You know what I mean? 500 feet underground, fucking 12 miles one way, 18 miles another, the opposite direction, on big fucking huge tunnel boring machines and shit, and drilling and blasting down the fucking, building the shafts. Like, we do a lot of crazy fucking work. It's like iron workers do a lot of crazy work, walking on fucking beams, fucking hundreds of feet up in the air. You know what I mean? Like, it's not easy work, man. But you are right, brother, about, I understand why people don't like unions. I understand. I definitely get it. And that's your opinion anyways. You have a right to it. I just agree to disagree. That's all. Gambling for money, my plan. Well, be careful with that lane, brother, because I've seen some really good people lose their life because of gambling, brother. I'm just being honest, brother, and I don't want to see that happen to anyone else. Betting a couple, you know, little money, that's never going to hurt you. $20, whatever, make it interesting, a little bit more interesting, that's fine. That's never going to hurt you. If you bet smart, I know two people that have been successful gambling all their life. I'll gamble on cards and shit because I'm in control of reading the cards and shit and keeping my, you know, on 8 decks. I'm seeing all the aces and the pitcher cards come out, and I'm seeing all the low cards come out. So that's up to me. You know what I mean? To fucking keep, you know what I mean? So I've had plenty of practice playing cards. So I went to college to play cards, if you know what I'm saying, right? I think you guys know what I'm saying. Lane is an absolute degenerate. There's nothing wrong. We got Degenerate Dane over at Rush Hour. We got a lot of degenerates that love to gamble. And that's, you can tell when they're losing. Degenerate Dane really doesn't like act like an asshole when he loses. He wins a lot. There's people that do win a lot. But I can tell when people lose and shit. I'm like one of the only people over there that don't gamble. I don't think Gage gambles that much either. I did the slate roof on the Dorchester. Dorchester, brother. I'm connected to Dorchester right here, brother. Dorchester is my old stomping grounds. Savin Hill and fucking right the corner of Freeport Street, Heckler Street. Way back in the days, you know what I mean? But Savin Hill, a lot of Savin Hill too. Mostly Savin Hill. A lot of good people there. A lot of tough people from Dorchester. Some of my favorite people in Boston, Charlestown and the North End. Some of my favorite in Mattapan and Dorchester. Some of the most solid fucking people I've ever met in my life, other than the boroughs I come from. Definitely some solid people come from here too, but a lot of them guys are dead. They all died way too fucking young. I've lost about 80 plus friends. I lost 2 a couple weeks ago. It just never fucking stops. Taking nonsense to prison is my plan for moolah. Dude, I did 2 state bids. You don't want to go to fucking prison, dude. You definitely don't want to go there, bro. Trust me. Unless, I mean, I lived that life. I definitely wasn't scared in prison. Like, I had to learn my lesson, but I definitely don't want to go back. And I went back again, and I was disgusted with myself. I said, I'll never come back here. Like, I had to smarten the fuck up. Mass Ave, oh yeah, brother. You know it, brother. Well, Mass Ave is like right at the end of Dorchester. It ends Dorchester, then it goes into the south end, and then it goes into Brookline. Mass Ave's a long fucking street, brother. But you're right. Right at the end of Dot Ave turns into Mass Ave. So you might have been right at the end of Dot Ave, in the beginning of Dot Ave. So you might have been like right at the edge, because Dot Ave actually turns in the southie and depends which way you go, right? Bearing right or bearing left. You know what I mean? You'll go on the Mass Ave, or you go on near the Rotary, and you'll go into the first set of projects in Southie. People don't know there was white projects in Boston, you know what I mean? And there was black projects and there was Latino and Asian projects, you know what I mean? So it's like different here in Boston, you know what I mean? And then it became all every color, you know what I mean? Everyone says Boston's racist. They really ain't racist there. But they are. I'm sure there was some fucking racist people. I'm sure there was some racist people. But it definitely ain't racist because I never seen racism when I was growing up. When I was growing up, I never, and I grew up in the 70s, 71. I was born in 71, 70s, 80s, and 90s. I never seen it. I might have seen it maybe once or twice in my life. Maybe, if that. But I got along with everybody. I didn't care what color you were. If you were stand up, that's all that fucking mattered to me. I was down the hole with some of the most solid black and fucking Hispanic people ever. The most solid motherfuckers. And, you know, I was right with them fucking telling the CEOs, go fuck yourselves. The shitbag ones, you know what I mean? We let them have it. So was what it was, you know what I mean? But yeah, fuck prison, dude. You don't want to go to prison lane. Trust me, brother. If as long as you don't sell your soul, get out of whatever you're in. If you're in that life, just get out of it. Or what's it called? You'll be alone with your thoughts. And here's the thing, brother. You're not just gonna hurt yourself, you're gonna hurt your loved ones, you're gonna hurt all the people you care about. Your friends are gonna miss you, your loved ones are gonna miss you, and you're gonna feel guilty about that, brother. Believe me, brother. I had those feelings. And I was a fucking cowboy, dude. And you're still alone with your thoughts when you go to sleep at night. Even when I've been with my wife for 34 years coming up on, and I'm still alone with my thoughts because she's not thinking what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? She's sleeping. You know what I mean? I'm falling asleep. Don't go to sleep, please. Please don't worry about it. Thank you. I appreciate you, Simela. I really do. And keep being yourself. Just finishing my last classes first. Oh man, keep it up, man. Keep it up, brother. Keep it up, man. I worked on the James Blake House in the middle of the Rotary too. Also, you know where I'm talking about, that Rotary right there in Salty, right near the state police barracks. Yeah, that was the last tunnel I did in 2000. In 2011, my doctors kind of made me go on disability. The head of neurology of Boston and my primary care doctor. And they're like, Robert, that's the last tunnel job here for 10, 15 years. And you've worked enough in your life and you made enough money where you could go on disability and we can get you on. I go, I'll sign the paperwork when I get my retro check. Until then, I don't want to hear that shit. And sure enough, I got a letter the next day denied. So I call the doctor. I go, see, this is why I didn't sign that fucking paper. You guys thought I was an asshole. But no, I'm not signing nothing until I see it. And then 2 days later after that, it was an $18,000 check fucking there. They said I wouldn't be walking in 10 fucking years. I said, you don't fucking know me. Obviously, I've been working for fucking 10 years since then. I went and did a 3-month bid for my union, 6 months at the fucking brain surgery. So don't tell me what the fuck I'm going to be doing or what I'm not going to be fucking doing. I run every fucking day and I train, do full body workouts every fucking day. So I guess they were fucking wrong. But I'm definitely in pain. I just smoke weed for the pain. That's it. Yeah, I don't plan on going to prison. That would ruin my chances of being a homicide detective or something. Dude, like I said this earlier. I was saying this earlier to somebody I was talking to. I go, I used to hate cops. But since I had kids like 29 years ago, there are some good cops out there. It's just the bad ones fuck it up with the fucking good ones. You know what I mean? And that's a really hard fucking job. They see a lot of horrific fucking shit. And I do understand why they are the way they are. You know what I mean? I definitely get it. I have friends that were head of ballistics for the state police that quit their jobs because they don't want to put innocent people in fucking prison. So I have other people I know that are like the head fucking thing for the like really high up law enforcement. I got judges that are dear friends that were my lawyers and probation officers because I never fucking sold my soul. That's why they're dear friends of mine to this day. They don't respect people that rat on people and shit. They'll never, the law, any of them will never respect any fucking, any snitches. You know, the Banshee Irish bra. Well, brother, you know this Western Mass. I'm sure even out there's a lot of Irish bars that in Massachusetts, especially in Boston and fucking Quincy and the North Shore. You know what I mean? There's just so many fucking Irish bars. I'm trying to remember the Banshee. I know Layden's, I know the Erie Pub, I know like every bar on Dot Ave that was open after fucking 1 a.m. till fucking 2, 3, 4 a.m. I used to go to fucking places in town for cold tea till 4 a.m, which is beer and a fucking tea fucking thing at the Chinese restaurants. And I knew another place called Steve's Pizza in Brookline where we'd go and get beers out of the fucking refrigerator. And fucking then I had another place upstairs, downstairs where I get fucking cases of beer till 4 a.m. out the back fucking door. So yeah, I know a lot of places, a lot of Irish bars, brother, but a lot of them have changed names now. You know, I haven't had a hangover since 2001, brother, since my wedding. So I'm not out. I used to fucking be a drinking fool and a sniffing lines fool and selling cocaine fool. So yeah, I know all about those places, brother. Like, gonna do it mostly to help the kids and the old people. Yeah, you know what, dude? Here's the thing with me. I never hurt women, children, or fucking elderly. It was all big boy shit. You know what I mean? A lot of it was fucking self-defense, armed robberies. I did fucking when I was young, really young, 18. A lot of assault values, dangerous weapons, shot, foot, hockey stick, gun, all kinds of fucking shit. And then fucking was selling drugs to fucking Navy intelligence, Suffolk and fucking Norfolk County fucking drug task force. That was my second state bid. My third bid was a guy sucker punched our business manager, and I went and gave him some humble pie, and they made it really fucking political because the kid, his brother and cousins were Quincy cops. But it wasn't against the cops. It was against the kid that sucker punched our fucking business manager. So he was just getting fucking humble pie. That's all he was getting. In the UK, though, don't want to be a RCMP officer here in Cali. Though, don't. Oh, okay, in Cali, I know my my old friend's cousin had to go to Cali to be a cop first because they weren't taking cops here yet in Boston or Quincy, or to be a state trooper. So he went there for 4 years and became he was a cop on the gang unit, and then until he finally got his job here as a state police officer here. But he said that was fucking rough over there. He said he made him a better fucking cop. Actually, he said, Chris Gray, you want to be a cop? There's nothing wrong with that, man. Like I respect cops now. I respect the ones that give me my respect. You know what I mean? There are ones that actually give me respect, actually. But I don't see cops hardly ever no more because I'm not involved in anything illegal no more. Anything. Like I actually gave up crime fucking so fucking long ago. Like I catch them watching me sometimes. I'm like, you guys waste the fucking taxpayers' money. There's pedophiles out there and shitbags fucking. There's no honor in the game no more. You know what I mean? There's no honor in the fucking. There ain't no honor amongst thieves. And I was ratted out both my state bids. I was even ratted out in prison one fucking time. So I'll never, ever do crime again. Oh, not California. I thought, see the CA there at the bottom? At the bottom, it says herein CA. So I didn't know what CA was, brother. That's all. Is that Cambridge, England, or is that Canada? Okay, Canada. Okay, Canada. Okay, dude, I was in Toronto twice. I was in Montreal a few times. I love Canada. Canada's beautiful, man. Those cities are fucking beautiful. I can imagine how beautiful, like the open land is and stuff. I could just imagine. I would love to go. I wanted to go to northern New England in a couple of years or a year and a half from now. Once my last kid's done with college, he's got just started his second year. I have to do it for him like I did it for my daughter. You know what I mean? It's not what it's like back in the day, like other drugs. Oh, weed, dude! I was selling weed in fucking. I was selling weed in fucking when I was 13, dude. 12. I was 12 going on 13. I say I was 11 when I started selling weed. I never thought it was bad. And I cut my coke with a nozzle. I got my shit pure. My shit wasn't stepped on 10 times before it got here. So I'm just grateful I didn't get caught with, a lot. I sold a 16th one night. I sold a 16th the next night. I was going to buy 10 9mm from the guy. And I lost his number, thank God. So they only got me for the 2/16. It was 2.5 conquered indefinite, like the smallest statement you could get. And I owe that to my fucking lawyer. So, because I definitely, I'm not built, I couldn't cooperate because I didn't have to do time for this head after my head injury. I could have just blamed my business manager's lawyer, my ex-business manager's lawyer. He said, you guys don't have to do no time, but if you guys blame it on Sigliano, I said, Peter Blotti, I respect you, but don't ever think I'm ever going to betray my fucking people ever. I wouldn't even betray my enemies. Never ever. I don't ever want to hear that again. I looked at my law, I go, $30,000 man, go get me something I can fucking do. I go, the dirt ain't even fucking dry with my friend's casket yet. I've lost enough friends. That kid, his father trained me as a fighter. You think I'm going to say it was his fault? It was my fault. I was fucking going there to do it. He fucking, Robbie, come get me. I'm right around the fucking corner, just like old times. I brought this kid in. He's my fucking responsibility. And he was right. He did bring him in. So I did go pick him up. But once he walked out with a bottle of fuck out of his house with a bottle of Crown Royal, I go, what the fuck? I go, I knew I should have just took care of this. And I didn't want to see him get in trouble anyways. Because I told my businessman, sit in the back seat of my fucking expedition because he's definitely going to call the cops after this. I guarantee you. And you're going to have to pay for my bail and you're going to pay for my fucking lawyer. I told him not to roll down the window. He rolls down the window at the end and says, how'd that feel, Tommy? I'm like, Scott, I told you the whole ride over here not to roll down the back fucking window. Sure enough, not even 30 seconds goes by. My phone's ringing. I said, see? I go, see, Scott? Hello? Babe, APB out for Neil, Sigliano, and Boydie. I go, see, Scott? That's why I fucking told you not to roll down the window. Now you're fucking involved now, dude. Leader of the biggest, fucking most powerful union in fucking New England, and you let this kid beat you. I told you, stay in the back seat, keep the window up because it was tinted. No face, no case. I'll take the fucking heat. But Chris, you're a pothead M8. That's fine. He doesn't need that. He's fine. I know here they would frown on that Western Mass climber, but no, they're good up there. Weed is medicine, bro, and I'm quitting. No point. Yeah, I had people that quit weed. Those cops actually were actually Sanogs prior to being cops. That kid's brother and cousin. And I talked to them the day after. I go, we got a fucking problem? Because I said, let's handle it right fucking now because I ain't fucking playing games. And they go, no, Rob, we know my brother's a fucking idiot. He's a fucking idiot. I go, well, I wish you guys would have fucking dealt with it. But they were good people. I never had a problem with those people, man. And it wasn't personal versus cops at all. It was just an inside thing. It's not what it's like back in the days, like other drugs. No, it ain't, bro, because there's no honor in that game, and they cut that shit with shit that kills you. No one ever died from my fucking shit ever. I never got into the dope game anyways. I only sold cocaine and fucking weed and, fucking acid, mescaline, fucking shrimp, all that shit back in the 80s and 90s. I stopped selling once I fucking had kids and shit. You know, my first kid. Me and Isha are both Vancouver Islanders. Yep, I know, brother. And I'm a huge hockey fan, brother. I played street hockey my whole life. And all the way up to fucking adult years. On Sunday mornings we play. We won after being hungover and shit. We fucking won 3 championships. 3 seasons, we won 3 championships. Like fucking a friend of mine was asking if I wanted to play on a team. I go, yeah, I'll play on a team, but you guys ain't in shape though. I go, call me when you're in shape, because I ain't gonna be huffing and puffing at the fucking running around. You guys will be. I've had one mad experience with a cop, but yeah, also white, but usually things you see on the news is people of color not listening or resisting. Yeah, that's all planned. The shit they do on the, you know what? That's why I don't watch the news. I don't want to start my day with negative shit. But I gotta admit, when I watched that fucking George Floyd thing, I was fucking really fucking pissed off, and I was really sad for that guy. I actually cried for that guy and his family. And I know he wasn't no fucking angel, but what people do in the past, selling drugs or whatever, doesn't mean he deserves to die. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I didn't like that at all. And I didn't like that the cops were just standing there. That's why I didn't fucking like it at all. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta fucking say, hey, you get out of line. I don't give a fuck if you're higher rank than me at all. You ain't gonna be higher ranked much longer. You fuckers. The guy couldn't fucking breathe, man. I felt horrible for that guy, man. It actually made me cry. And I don't have no problem saying it. Like white people here, brother, Chris Gray, white people here are the same exact way. We resist and fucking not listening. I realized at a young age, you're better off just say, all right, bring me to fucking jail. I know the routine. Don't worry about it. And then you just don't say nothing. Because I ain't their fucking friends. I know they ain't my fucking friends. You know what I mean? I wish people would just remain fucking silent when they get fucking arrested. I wish they would. But unfortunately, people don't. Make me in Western Muds if you know how to. I will, brother. I definitely will. Let me see. I know how to do it. On. Yeah, I know how to do it. Let me see. Oh yeah. Yeah, I know how to do it. All right, let me put this up here, brother. First. Who else, Chris Gray? Tell me. Hold on. Okay, yeah. I just made you on Chris. Who'd you say, Chris? Hold on, let me see. Let me see. Oh, Weston Mel. Okay. All right, dude. Hold on. Yep. Okay. Done. I go live usually Tuesday through Saturdays. I'm trying to tell you guys like the best times. Okay, hold on. Paradox. Let me see. Miller Paradox. Okay, I got you. Cheers to you, mate. Yeah, I got you. Let's see. One more. Okay. Well, yeah. What you guys did, like, the reason I haven't made a few other people because they're well, at least one because they're mods for Jay's channel. So I don't ever want to do that to my friend Jay. I would never step on his toes. So that's the reason I never made them mods. And I'll give you a really good schedule coming up this week. The week after this week, because I got some things I'm doing. And I'll let you guys know when I'm on there. If you guys can make it, you can. If you can't, you can't. But I appreciate you guys being in there, though. I really do, because I'm going to need help. Appreciate you guys, all of you, man. Yeah, that's, teamwork makes the dream work. Teamwork makes the dream work. And I really believe real recognize real too. And I really believe community is important. And here's the thing, like, I am a businessman. I am so anything I do, any money that is made, down the road, like anyone that's helped me or whatever, or been in there for me, is always going to get a fucking percentage. You know what I mean? So that's just the way I am. It's the way I am, and it's the way I'll always be. I've always been like that. Is Nate Dogg the better dog over Snoop? Well, Snoop's a rapper. Nate was he sang hooks. But rest in peace, Nate Dogg. He's one of the best hook singers ever. Nate Dogg was so fucking good, man. He could rap. Don't get me wrong. I remember he rapped. He was a rapper before he was on the Chronic album, and before he was on the first Chronic album. I mean, before he was on, like, songs with Corrupt and them guys. You know what I mean? Corrupt and Daz and Snoop's cousin who sang Regulate, the song Regulate, that did really well. It's actually a good fucking track, actually. The first Chronic album is my favorite album from fucking Dr. Dre, other than NWA albums. I like fucking solo MC Ren too. I like solo Ice Cube. You know what I mean? Lynch Mob. I love fucking West Side Connection. I like the Ice Cube side fucking groups, but I'm a huge Wu-Tang fan and a huge Cypress Hill fan and a huge Beastie Boys fan, huge Boogie BDP, Boogie Down Productions, KRS-One, Public Enemy, huge Public Enemy, Nation of Millions, The Horseback, Fear of a Black Planet, like, just insane albums. Rakim, EPMD, Cypress Hill, Redman, fucking Wu-Tang forever and ever. Obviously, RZA's a huge inspiration. Gravediggers. I'm into the hardcore underground, horrorcore, fucking hardcore rap. But I'm a wicked in the thrash. I'm wicked in the hard rock. I'm wicked in the hard metal. All of it. Like, I grew up with music since I was a little kid, and grew up with sports and music. Sports during the day, music at night. It's just the way it was. And I'll always fucking, I'm not in this for money. No, but down the road, a couple of years from now, or a year from now, whenever I start making money with this, right, monetize, I'll always hook people up that help me. Because I know, but I think people should be reimbursed for their fucking time. Obviously, if someone's making money and someone's helping them fucking do that, well, they should get fucking a piece. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. So you're gonna get it whether you like it or not. And that won't be, Warren G, brother. That won't be for, next year sometime or something like that, when I start having merchandise and, start doing fucking 5 hour, 6 hour, 8 hour live streams and shit. You know what I mean? Because I have a lot of ideas to do a lot of different things here. It's not just going to be fights and fighting. You know what I mean? There's a lot more stuff out there that I want to. I actually did this to really help people, honestly. And really for self-reflection, honestly. So, and to face, some shit. You know what I mean? Just like to face the internet and learn it. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I was doing. I never had time to do it before. No, I don't. But I think you might. Yeah, I think you might be happy down the road. If things get good, I believe they will over time. And I'll get it to you, and you ain't gonna be able to give it back, brother. He got better bars, I think. That's also, but yeah, more hook. Yeah, but yeah, he did his job really good, man. Warren G, up, Nate, me and my homies made smoking. So yeah, smoke weed every day. Yeah, rest in peace to fucking Nate Dogg, man. Damn. NWA was great. Eazy-E, if it wasn't for Eazy-E, there wouldn't have been no NWA. You know what I mean? People don't know that. And I mean, I guess people know it because of the movie and shit, but that was really true. You know what I mean? About rest in peace, Eric Wright, aka Eazy. Definitely one of the realest motherfuckers. He actually lived that life. You know what I mean? That's why I loved rappers from the 80s and 90s, because 9 out of 10 were actually living that life. That's why I could relate to rap so much, because I was fucking living that life too. I am more a rap guy nowadays, but first music that got me hardcore was the Beatles. You know what, Chris Gray? A lot of music that I listened to came from fucking England, dude. And the British invasion. Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Black Sabbath. Before all of them, it was Black Sabbath and just a lot of great fucking bands from fucking England, man. I like Back in the USSR from the Beatles. I was just saying that earlier. Fucking John Lennon had it right. All we need is love, man. He was so fucking ahead of his time with his fucking philosophies. You know what I mean? And let's face it, the Beatles were huge. You know what I mean? And they still fucking are. I mean, I was never into the Beatles. I never listened to all their albums at all. I listened to some of their songs. You know what I mean? Obviously, they're fucking all very talented. My favorite band from those old school days would probably be Zeppelin from fucking England. Led Zeppelin, man, I'd say is the best hard rock band ever. Pink Floyd, I seen fucking twice. I seen a lot of bands, dude. I seen a lot of concerts in the 80s as a teenager. I went to over 150 shows, easy. It's probably even the 200s. In the 90s, not as much, but went to a lot of shows in the 90s and only a few. I did a lot of shows for my own albums in the 2000s. But first, yeah, I understand that, dude. More old rap, now rap for most part. Yeah, there's some talented ones, but a lot of them, like to be really good back in the day, you had to stand the fuck out. You had to be really fucking good. You know what I mean? But there are a lot of great fucking rappers out there that never made the money they should have made. You know what I mean? And there's some good ones today, brother. You just gotta. They're mostly making their money independently and shit. They're not in the mainstream. You know what I mean? And they're actually about that life. So there's certain people that I respect. There's certain ones I don't. You know what I mean? But you're right. It's like when we were growing up, it's like you had to be 100% in with that shit, or you know what I mean. Now someone could just be a one-hit wonder, and they're fucking. I don't know if we would have been fucking putting our shit on fucking videos and shit back in the days, in the 80s and 90s, who knows? We probably would have been doing some stupid shit too, just because we were all fucking cowboys. You know what I mean? Who fucking knows? But this internet shit, it's kind of fucking hard for these fucking rappers, man. Everyone's fucking beefing with each other and shit. And we had beef way before the internet. You know what I mean? But listen to, yeah, like my son is like into all those like guys, dude. And I gotta admit, a lot of those guys are really fucking good, man. Like they come from they go deep in the crates, you know what I mean? And that's why I tell everybody about fighting and about music. I go, you gotta go deep into the crates to know music. Like, don't tell me just about these new bands and certain bands, certain people became Metallica fans because of the Black Album. I was listening to Metallica since Kill 'Em All. I seen Metallica, I seen Slayer, I seen Megadeth in clubs in their prime when they were at their best. Like, and these people that are Metallica fans, they don't even go back and listen to fucking Ride the Lightning, Kill 'Em All, and fucking Master of Puppets, their 3 best albums. They don't go listen to Megadeth's fucking Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good. They don't go listen to fucking Peace Sells But Who's Buying. They don't go listen to So Far, So Good, So What. Those are their best fucking albums. Slayer, Rain and Blood, South to Heaven, fucking Hell Awaits, fucking oh my God, it just goes on and on. Show No Mercy, fucking Haunting the Chapel. It's like Testament, Exodus, so many great fucking bands. Overkill, Metal Church, fucking Motorhead. There's so many great fucking bands. I've met a lot of these bands. I met the fucking band members, drank beers with them, fucking smoked weed with them, all kinds of fucking shit. But I liked hard rock. I liked fucking growing up, you know what I mean, as a kid, really young in my early single digit years, I was listening to Kiss, Sabbath, fucking Jimi Hendrix, fucking The Doors, fucking who else back then? I was listening to Janis Joplin a lot because my mother listened to it, and like a lot of my mother used to play all kinds of shit, but I'd get all her 8 tracks, at nighttime and shit. And then I started going to buy my own albums at like 8 years old and shit. And then I started getting into Iron Maiden, first Sabbath, and then Iron Maiden, Judas Priest. And then it got hotter and hotter, heavy metal. And then it became thrash and speed metal. And I fucking loved it. Yeah, John Lennon was super smart. Yep, he was, brother. Other than getting with the Dragon. Yeah, I know, brother. Yep. Sound, I had a black woman call me out for stopping to smell some roses when I was working in Dutchess. She said that a real man right there who stops to smell the flowers. Sound, I had everyone should smell the roses once in a while. I agree with that. So you more Rolling Stones guy than Beatles then? I like the Rolling Stones. No, I respect the Beatles a lot, man. I respect them a lot because I know they were good at what the fuck they did. And if I was older, if I grew up when they came out, I'd probably be a huge Beatles fan. But I do love a lot of those bands. I respect a lot of those bands. You know what I mean? I definitely wouldn't say no to fucking listening to them live. You know what I mean? I don't know. I had a thing with like seeing bands live and hear them play better live than you heard on the album, on the vinyl. You know what I mean? And that's where you really test music, is when you hear it on vinyl. Even though digital's wicked fucking cool, don't get me wrong. Like, I listen to some really good. RZA is probably one of my favorite fucking beat makers. You know what I mean? I make beats now myself. Now that I learned technology, now I can do my own beats. The first 2 albums, I had a very talented person do my first 2 albums. He did a really good job. But now that I'm making beats, I understand music theory. I play bass. I can play guitar. You know what I mean? So I sang, metal songs. I used to sing fucking Am I Evil, play Am I Evil, Seek and Destroy, fucking Needle and a Spoon by Skinner, Young Lost by Pink Floyd. We would do that like 10 fucking warm-up songs and then do other songs after that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I could actually play instruments. I'm actually a musician. I got my third album. I'm working on my third album right now, brother. Made me hate internet even more after that. And one of the kids is out now flexing about it. The system is cooked. Yeah, it is, brother. It's fucked up, man. It's really fucked up. And I thought, really, honestly, I thought we lived through all the violent years so this fucking generation wouldn't have to. I really thought that was what, I thought that was, I was always saying to myself, I think that's why God, put us through the violent years. You know what I mean? I know people find it hard to comprehend that someone can be in 200 fucking street fights. But I know people have been in fucking 500, 1,000 street fights. I started going to spar and shit at the boxing gym because my mentors and other people wanted me to fucking, box, because at least if I fought, I get paid to fucking do it. But here's the thing with boxing. I love to do it just for free. But I had a kid and a wife to support, and I knew I couldn't sell drugs no more because I couldn't fucking go. I didn't want to fucking have to go do time ever again. And I just don't like answering to nobody, never mind fucking COs and fucking guards and fucking administrations. And that's why I came off the methadone after 11 months after when I came off all the pain meds, 16, almost 17 years worth of pain meds, breakthrough pain meds, the Zany bars that was prescribed after falling on my head in 2003. I came off the methadone, 130 milligrams, 5 milligrams a day for 26 days, and went right back to the gym the first day I came off the fucking methadone, the last 5 milligrams, and I'm grateful I came off them all. I got over 6.5 years now off them all. I'm very grateful. I never did pills for the year 2000. I always stayed away from them. Yeah, not even close how much better music. But yeah, it's amazing how people can listen to music these days. Like these people that react to fucking music. I like to see them hear like old school music and they're fucking like blown away. They're like, wow. I'm like, yeah, because back then, like, it'd take them a year to make a fucking album. And you had to be fucking good to be fucking, you had to be really good. Like, you couldn't just be on the radio. And a lot of bands I listened to were never on the radio till after midnight anyways. They never got no radio airplay. They sold out shows just from being that good. And people have no clue. Like, it's crazy, bro. John Lennon also died, yeah, because lived his life too open in New York City. Yeah, I know. He was a good dude, too, from what I heard. The Yoko and Oath, yeah. I was going to ask you about that. But heard over the Beatles bigger than Jesus thing, John said years earlier. Yeah, I don't even know what John Lennon. I know he was people took his philosophies or his beliefs the wrong way. You know what I mean? Because that guy couldn't hurt nobody. He was too nice of a person to hurt anybody. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think a lot of people are just deranged and like that kid that fucking shut up the school fucking last week. God bless the people down in Atlanta and the people that lost the kids and the poor teachers. You know what I mean? There should be fucking, guards at every fucking door in schools now. So no kids ever get fucking hurt. No kids should ever fucking die. No kid should ever fucking die. Anyone that hurts kids should be fucking prosecuted to the fullest, man. Oh, man. Oh, shit. I didn't even have my fucking thing on this whole fucking time. I'm sorry, man. What the fuck was I doing? Some mistakes you make, man. Yeah, I didn't know that about John Lennon, dude. I think I read about it when I was like, I don't know, like 13 or something, 14, about why he died and stuff. But, there's 18 sides to every story. So I don't even know. I don't even remember what the fuck I read about it. But it was so long ago. That's why I forget. I don't forget really good books and stuff because you read so many pages. Back then it was just like a page or something. So it's hard to remember pages, you know what I mean? Or a fucking news clipping or something, you know what I mean? It's hard. It's hard. I don't even like listening to audiobooks. I would rather read a book. But you can listen to a book every 20 minutes, I guess now. So I guess that's pretty fucking good, man. There's pros and cons to everything, Chris Gray. I think you know that because if you're gonna go do what you say you're gonna do, I think you know that, brother. And someone like you could de-escalate situations really good, I bet you, because you seem like a level-headed person, and that's what we need more of. Yes, we need law and order, absolutely. The people say defund the police would be the first ones calling them. Face cam wasn't on the whole time. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. I don't even want to get into that. You know why? Because I'm not saying shit. Because I'll always keep I gotta bring shit to the grave of me, even though it's not. It's not like no one died or nothing. But I can honestly say I don't have that on my fucking conscience. But I'm shocked I never killed nobody. I'm very grateful I never did. I'm very grateful I never did. I'm so grateful I never did. And I can honestly say that. Like, I never killed nobody. But people have said to me all the time, Robbie, I'm shocked you didn't kill that person. I'm shocked because street fights are the most dangerous street fights. You know what I mean? Like, someone hits their head the wrong way, they're dead. I fell 14 feet vertically, went over my 2 German Shepherds, and basically went vertically 14 feet onto my head, and I didn't die. You know what I mean? I was in a coma for 2 days, had brain surgery, stopped the bleeding in my brain, but thank God I was here. The best medical place on the planet to be fucking hurt. Everybody knows it. Boston has the best best doctors in the planet. In the United States come from fucking Massachusetts. So I was very lucky. Yeah, you will have to look it up. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, I am gonna look that up, dude, because I wanna know about fucking John Lennon, because he was fucking. I gotta say, probably some of the Beatles songs I liked most were by John Lennon, but Paul McCartney's wicked fucking talented too, and the bass player too, and the drum. What was the drummer? Ringo Starr. I forget the bass player's name, but he was fucking really talented too. Yeah, I did years of martial arts. Nice, dude. I boxed, dude. My daughter got a brown belt in Okinawan karate. She didn't want to finish to get her black belt. I just wanted her to be able to protect herself. My son played basketball his whole life. He's on an internship right now at the Celtics. So I just wanted my daughter to be able to protect herself. I wanted my kids to fight, but they didn't want to. I didn't force them to not do. Still safe, you still you know, I a little bit. My father left because and I Hey, I'm sorry about that, man. My fucking thing. Oh fuck, man. Yeah, my thing keeps going down. I don't know why, but they didn't flag me or nothing. I don't think they can flag you for that, right? I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be doing this stuff if you can fucking cover this stuff. And we didn't get too fucking political anyways on here anyways, so no big deal. Let me see, brother. I just want to make sure. Oh, thanks, Chris Gray, man. I appreciate you, dude. I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, I say it every day, brother. I'm blessed. I never complain about anything. Like listen, I've been in life and death situations like way before that, like like craziness, dude. Just comfortable in chaos. You know what I mean? Didn't give a fuck, but God always someone was always looking out for me. I guess either that or I was that good. I definitely think God had a lot to do with that one though, with my head injury, and not only that, God had a lot to do with a lot of things for me. I've been very fortunate, but I think we create our own luck in life. You know, I think karma is real. And if you're loyal to your people and shit, and you do your people right all the time, you're always helping people. I used to always help my friends, because I made such easy money. You know what I mean? I was never a greedy person. You know what I mean? I might slice the pie 5 ways. You know what I mean? Basically, you know what I mean? If they're not fucking earning it, you know what I mean? I'm taking the chances, but I would still, if I was getting, having a good time, my friends were with me. You know what I mean? The ones that weren't hustling and shit. Yeah, thanks, brother. I appreciate it, bro. Random fact machine sensei kid. That's not, dude. We'll fucking do a fucking 1 day a week. We'll do music if you want. We'll go down memory lane with music. We'll teach people about fucking music. Absolutely, brother. We should do something like that once a week, dude. Because I wanted to do something like that. You know what I mean? Cutting out. Yeah, I was getting fucking slammed. Like it just fucking went out on me. The whole bit. It says something went wrong, and I tried to refresh and. But I do got the paid fucking plan. So they did. When I went and looked at it on fucking studio, it said live. I'm like, what do you mean live? It ain't fucking live. But I never ended the fucking stream anyways. So they kept it going. Shout out to StreamYard. StreamYard's just easy for me to learn. It was easier for me to learn. What the fuck just came up on my thing? It doesn't even matter. But yeah, this thing's glitching out, dude. I'm gonna wrap it up. I gotta fucking get up at 4:30 and train. I'm training someone in the morning at 4:30, so I gotta get like 4 hours sleep so I can train them. I don't want to go into the first day of training with them tired, you know what I mean, and them thinking I'm not fucking amped up, you know what I mean. So I actually do train some people, you know what I mean. Fucking trained about. I've helped a lot of people train with their fights and stuff. You know what I mean? Boxing back in the days, I'd spar with a lot of people for their fights, but I fought amateur for charity a few times. You know what I mean? I fought fucking amateur sparring with the best fucking pros and amateurs out there. You know what I mean? That's why I love. That's why I love boxing so much. I loved it when I was a young kid, really young kid, 7, 8, 9 years old. 8, 9 years old, I started seeing Marvin Hagler run on Wide World of Sports. He'd be running, saying, "Who's the champ? I'm the champ. Who's the champ? I'm the champ." And all the people on the beach would be looking at him like he's crazy. And I'm like, I don't think this guy's crazy at all. I asked my fucking, my friend's father about him. He goes, "Oh, he's the best boxer, best middleweight fucking champ ever, next to Sugar Ray Robinson." And I'm like, Sugar Ray Robinson. He goes, "Never mind." He goes, "Go watch a Hagler fight sometime." And yeah, it's funny how life works. A fight got to me, and someone told me the fight, he was fighting in a month or so. I forget what the fuck happened, but I seen him fight like a month later or something. It was right next to one of his fights, obviously because he was training. I was just inspired by that. I'm like, oh, I see why I'm better than all my older friends, because I'm always fucking running faster than them, and I'm running every single fucking day playing sports. So no wonder why I'm faster. I said, no, God gave me those fucking skills or whatever, the genetics. I was always, how you run the 50-yard dash and gym and shit. I guess in 5th grade or 4th grade or 3rd grade or something like that. I don't know. It was one of those 4th or 5th grade before you go to fucking junior high. And then once you get to middle school, because they called it middle school the first year I went to junior high, they called it middle school. That's why my dreams, I was already pitching in little league championships. So that ruined all my dreams, because I was looking forward to going to junior high and going to beat all the other junior highs in my city, you know what I mean? And just stomp them all, you know what I mean? Because I knew all the kids I went to school and I played baseball against, and played with on my teams, for St. John's Church. They had St. John's Church fucking Little League and Farm League. I was in Farm League, and I got the bump up a year before I was even eligible to go up to Little League, because they needed a pitcher. No, there was all great baseball players on the team, but none of them could pitch. So I went up there and threw 3 pitches. The catcher, because his father was the coach, and he asked me, Robbie, come on up and throw pitches to my father. We need you on the team. Half of your fucking friends you hang with fucking after school are on the fucking team, Robbie. This will be perfect. And I go, all right. I went up there, pitched 3 pitches to his fucking coach. I go, but coach, I'm fucking still in fucking Farm League. I'm still playing for the Phillies. He goes, no, you're playing for the Dodgers now. Don't worry about it. I got you, kid. They could fix that shit back then. So I guess that's why I was good at knocking people out too, because I was throwing 80 miles per hour, 70 miles per hour fucking in 5th grade, and accurately, and for fucking 6 fucking innings. You know what I mean? No problem. I was doing that every day anyways during the summer. I was playing a lot of wiffle ball, a lot of baseball, and a lot of street hockey, and basketball during the summer too. But I gotta end the stream. Just tell you, usually on, you know what, Chris Gray, just to let you know, brother, since you've been such a fucking respectful person, man, I appreciate what you're doing with your life and stuff. Anyone that's positive, I like to be around positive people. I don't curse myself with fucking misery loves company people no more. I don't go to AA, NA, none of that shit. You know what I mean? I don't. But some of their philosophies are right. I understand why people do. You know what I mean? Me, myself, I don't want sympathy for something I did to myself. You know what I mean? I don't want people feeling bad for me because I chose to go out and drink and sell cocaine and all that shit. You know what I mean? As a young kid. As a young teenager, you know what I mean? Cocaine didn't happen until around 15, you know what I mean? But I started around 12, you know what I mean? Selling pot. Joints, 2, 5, 4, 10, 6, 15, 8 for 20, Sensimilia, seedless. And then all different other good strains, and Colombian, sometimes, and brown. But brown weed back then was fucking good. And then around 85, when cocaine was 350 an 8-ball, I worked for some even older. All the people I hung with were older. All my friends were all older, like 2 grades ahead of me. And some even older than that, 3, 4 grades ahead of me. Some people that weren't even in school fucking no more. I got kicked out in 8th grade. I went till 9th grade, and I was in trigonometry in 6th grade. So I never had a problem with school. I was very smart. All I knew was I was making more than those teachers were every day than they were making in a week. And all I had to do was just go down, leave school, go down the park on the front wall on the fucking avenue. I was making plenty of fucking money. So that's why they kicked me out of school, actually, So, hey, Sean, what's happening? I was paying $200 a ball for so yeah, that's why all right. So I was paying $350 an 8-ball, right? And when I was 15, but I was getting it from, I was the only one that could get it out of 400 of us in the summer. I'm talking about old guys that are in their 20s. I'm fucking 15. They're all in their 20s, 18, 17, fucking 19, 20. I was only 15-year-old fucking. No. There's about 2 or 3 of us down there that were 15. You know what I mean? And some of them were 16. You know what I mean? Because I was born in January, so I'm born the first of the year. You know what I mean? So that kind of sets you back a little bit, but I was the only one because I remember this. He said this to me, my mentor. He's still alive. He's probably the biggest bookie in fucking Massachusetts, probably New England. He said, you hustle, even as his younger brother said, who's a wicked hustler, wicked hustler, all legal now. You know, all of them are legal now. You know what I mean? But, you know, me, myself, I was doing, you know, the dirty work, and I didn't mind. They never went down because of me. You know what I mean? I never got caught selling pot. I got caught selling cocaine, and that was for myself. I was afraid. So in the early 90s, when I got out of prison, right, in 92, I was getting quarter pounds for fucking 2,800. So yeah, I was selling 16ths. I was selling 16ths for 100, Sean. I was selling 8 balls for 250 because I was giving it to him yellow fish scale with just like a little bit of nositol on it, just a little bit. You know what I mean? So that was it. But I got caught, man. You know what I mean? And I did my time. You know what I mean? And I never made that fucking mistake again. I was just selling fucking coke at every bar I was at and shit to people I knew. And then I realized that certain fucking people were fucking CIs. You know what I mean? This is in the fucking 93. So from 85 and then then I stopped selling coke because I went to DYS. I come out and I stopped doing it for a little while because my friends didn't want me doing it and shit, trying to keep me away from it. I'm like, you guys are going to do it, and I'm not going to do it. It's not the way it fucking works. I always come out jacked after 2 fucking weeks anyways. I was always hustling so much, I'd gain like 50 pounds, even when I went away for 2 weeks. But there was times I went away for 21 days. I come out like 220, 215, 210, and I was walking around 170 at the time. So people would say, Robbie, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Just work lifting weights. You know what I mean? Because that's all you can do. You know, when you're in places like that. And all the starchy foods and shit. And that's why I love fucking boxing and shit. More so than lifting weights and body, all that shit. I like boxing because it was so much more challenging. Street fights weren't challenging. Boxing was fucking challenging because you got to fucking have endurance. You know what I mean? Thank God I had that from being an athlete when I was a young kid. I always had it. You know what I mean? So I had that explosiveness. I had I still do to this day. I still have it. Like I can still function really well with you go look at my videos, Chris Gray, you'll see, bro. I think Sean's seen them, probably seen me training on there, like did a live stream training for like an hour or something, just to give, like Savage Sundays or something. Hey, people, get the fuck up, start your week off right, sweat. You know what I mean? I do quadruple sets right here in the studio. Do a set of push-ups, set of fucking, body squats, fucking, set of fucking curls, and then do 100 punches with heavy hands. You know what I mean? I do that 10 times, 1,000 punches, show people. This is how you get your endurance. This is how you train. I'd have music playing when I fucking did it. You know what I mean? And I just do it for. I did it for. I did one group training for 60 days on using Zoom and shit, and I did a couple people solo. And it's just me and them on the screen. It's not like we're live on YouTube or nothing. It's just in the green rooms, whatever, Zoom has a green room, or did when I was using it. And then once I got this, I could just use this and not be live, just recording it. I just delete the recording at the end. I show people what they're like in the beginning, and 30 days later or 60 days later, I could get anyone shredded. I could teach people how to fucking get big, fucking get in fighting shape, learn how to throw punches correctly, how to never go off balance, fundamentals, because I was taught by the best. So the best locally here. So why shouldn't I fucking pass that on to people? You know what I mean? If they're willing to fucking go wake up at 4, 5 in the morning and fucking really have that savage mentality, I don't charge them an arm and a leg or nothing. But here's the thing. They asked me, you know what I mean? I'm like, how much do you charge? I'm like, well, let me ask you something. How much would you have to pay where you're from? Or I'll charge you half of that, because I would never try to hurt nobody. I want to see people get healthy. I think people are soft in America right now. Not everyone, obviously. I know there's a lot of savages that ain't online in America. I can promise you that. I know plenty of savages that ain't on here. They will never come on here. So they're just people that keep them fuck themselves, and they don't want no fucking attention. Me, I have nothing to hide. You know what I mean? Only thing I can do is hopefully stop someone from making the fucking same mistakes I made. That's the reason I really started this thing and then I'm like, you know what? I watch fights every fucking week. I might as well just talk about fucking fights. And I'd love to talk about music. That's what I really like to do, is talk music, talk fights, and maybe talk about cannabis, talk about the mushroom and cannabis culture. Like, if everyone did fucking mushrooms every day in this fucking world, or once a week in this world, everyone would love each other. Or if everyone smoked weed together, all these world leaders and shit, you drink booze, you put fucking 10 guys or 5 guys in a room with fucking a couple bottles and booze, there's going to be fights at the end of the fucking night. Everyone smoking weed, doing shrooms, they'll be hugging and fucking, what's up, man? No fucking gay shit. I just mean, everyone's going to be fucking, wow, introspective and like, whoa, like, wow, I realize I'm just a piece of matter on this little planet that's spinning this huge universe. You know what I mean? We're actually, that guy, 316, I liked him because what he said, we can't judge nobody. I'm like, he's so fucking right, because I don't judge nobody. I know I would be a hypocrite if I judged anybody. I say that to Jay and everybody. Like, years ago, I said, have your fun now, but I'm going to tell you one thing. I said, one of these days, you're going to be sick of hangovers. I said, one day, you guys are going to have a wife and kids, and you say you don't want a wife and kids, but one day you're going to have that. Or, maybe you won't, you know what I mean? But you will get sick of it. You're just going out to hear the same people talk about the same fucking shit that happened. You know what I mean? It's the same fucking shit. You're not missing nothing. You know what I mean, brother? You really ain't. You're not missing nothing. I've been a leader my whole life, but I did grow up around a lot of savages, really tough fucking kids. And I looked up to them as a little kid. You know what I mean? So then when I was like, I don't know, 11, 12, 13, when I was beating all these older kids and all these sports I was playing every day with, I just realized I knew I was going to be bigger and stronger than all these guys. You know what I mean? But what I did learn from them was loyalty and fucking respect and self-respect, because none of them ever took shit. And that's what I loved about the people. I didn't hang around with friends that I went to school with in my grade. I hung around all older kids, 7th and 8th and 9th, mostly 8th graders and 9th grade, and 8th and above, 2 grades ahead of me. That's what my cousins' ages were. That's what my first friend's fucking best man at my wedding's fucking age was. And he hung around with all older kids too. So I hung around with all older kids. You know what I mean? I played sports with all older kids. All my friends from school that were in my grade, I liked them. Don't get me wrong. I liked them all. I played street hockey with those kids and, certain sports, you know what I mean? And they're all good people. Jesus, those are probably some of the ones that are still alive still to this day. A lot of them that I grew up with that were 2 years older than me or 3 years older than me, they're all dead, man. Even people that were like 5 years younger than me or 7 years younger than me, that were all in my circle, you know what I mean? Fucking, so many, just so many people that I've lost since 99. And it's sad. It hurts, man. Like you figure you're going to lose some friends when you're growing up, right? But not fucking. I've lost like between family, in-laws, and loved ones and friends that were like fucking family, like, because all your friends should be like family. Because I went to war with these motherfuckers in the streets and fucking in clubs and bars and buckets of blood and, all through my fucking life, not just for 5 years or 10 years. These are kids I grew up with my whole fucking life. And I would never it's like camaraderie. It goes without saying, you always have your friends' backs. And like we were never a gang, but we're the most feared fucking borough and place in the city of Quincy. I know that for sure. Bruce Corner, Southwest Quincy, Kincaid Park, everyone knew. They came down there 60 deep, they would all get fucking, like, people came down there 60 deep, and they went running at the fucking not even 3 minutes with fucking 8 of us down there. It would happen on the corner too, on the main corner, like with 5 corners, you know, where we sat on the park wall was a very busy avenue. You know what I mean? They were streets, but they were like avenues because people going on it. The highways are right fucking there. So people would always travel from everywhere. They'd walk in the park and buy joints from us. Like, we didn't have to do nothing to sell drugs. We didn't have to do nothing. Well, what was considered drugs back then? I'm sure people still consider pot drugs, but I never felt like it was drugs back then. I just knew it was illegal. We'd always run. You know what I mean? And never got caught selling pot. A lot of us didn't. Only a few of us got caught. But I never got caught selling pot. I did time for fucking assault, batteries, dangerous weapon, a few fucking armed robberies, just stupid fucking cowboy shit. Like, you know, I went in when I was 19, you know what I mean? Fucking after a few juvie fucking short stints. They always said I'd go to fuck upstate. I go, you're fucking crazy. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And sure enough, they were right. But I was lucky, man. I had good lawyers, and I had good probation officers that I still love to this day. They're good people. They were always good to me. I have a good relationship with them back then when I was a teenager, when I was a young teenager, all the way up to a late teenager, and all the way up to now. I remember I was smoking weed with my probation officer when I was fucking 24 or something. He's at my friend's house where we're having a party, and I'm passing a joint to my probation officer. So, and then I had an intensive probation officer, and you know, they're just all good people. You know what I mean? That's why now I knew that why they were so good to me. You know what I mean? And a few of them are judges. Some of my lawyers are now judges. So I kind of wish I had them judges when I was a criminal, but like I said, those people went to bat for me. So I got very lucky, and I'm blessed every day, dude. Just to let you know. I appreciate you saying that about me. Glad I survived. I was in a coma just for 2 days. I was on a bail for the union thing, 2003. It happened in 2001. So I was out on bail. I was like, you know, it happened in April. Pre-trial was in October. And my friend that was going to take my co-defendant, my dear friend, his father who trained me as a boxer, right? The best trainer fucking ever. I had some other good trainers too. They passed away recently too. He said he was going to take the time. If someone had to do time, he was going to take it because he was the only one who didn't have kids. And me and Scott was the boss, you know. And that's why I took it too, for my boss, because the feds were on my boss. He wasn't even a criminal. That's the funny thing. It's like fucking prosecutors with egos. Dude, you know that you're from England, dude? You know the story about, no, you're from Canada. Dude. Why do I keep saying you're from fucking England, dude? Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, dude. I hate to make that mistake. What was I going to say? I know you're from Canada, right? I'm pretty sure you're from Canada. With Isha, right? Vancouver. See, I'm such a good guy. There's a guy over there I can't stand. But see, I won't even put him out there. That's the type of guy I am. I'm not gonna fucking I know someday I'll see him, and we'll see who's a fucking, bad word. I can't believe he's that stupid. Like, all you have to do is public fucking record. Like, you know what I mean? Honestly, you think I'd be on here? Like, snitches have a lot of balls coming on fucking on YouTube. That'd be fucking stupid. That'd be really fucking stupid. Chris Gray, you're a savage. Sean, you're a savage, dude. All you guys, thank you, man. You too, brother. One love, man. One to all ears, man. Have a safe night. I end the stream anyways. Peace, people. Thank you so much. And come back. You're my mod now, brother. Crazy nut.